Ah. Ah. Hi, you guys. Guess who was napping and almost overslept? God, this stream is going to be really chaotic. I can already tell. Oh my gosh, everyone, hi! This is so sweet. Megan, is that you? Why, yes. Just woke up, twin. Gonna make a grilled cheese. That's good. Finished watching a movie. Bee puffs are so cute. Chubby. Truly. Chubby. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. How are we today? We got a lot of shit to talk today. Hi, everyone. Salty Cheerios. Blake Gunnels! Mr. Crow. Local. Madam Draws Things. Itachi's twin sisters. Toby. So many people in chat today. My goodness. Hello, everyone. It's going to be a very chaotic stream because I'm going to be honest, you guys, I'm not fully prepared. Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. Will we get a rundown because I'm coming in blind? Yes, you will get a rundown. I'm here for the size over party. We got a lot of shit to talk today, like I said. And also today is just chaotic. Dude, I was having so much like anxiety earlier today because of like other external stuff. Gonna pop open my bottle of sparkling apple cider to celebrate the occasion. Can't wait for can ASMR. Actually, I have it right now. I was having so much anxiety earlier today. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It was for um external reasons. Other stuff happening in life. Um and that's why I took a nap. But the stream is actually I'm very excited for today's stream. And we do have can ASMR. So I will go ahead and do that right now. Might pass out, but I'm here for you. Oh, thank you. Okay. Are y'all ready? We're gonna do it. Okay. What the fuck? The can is broken! It just didn't work. What the fuck? Okay. I can't even drink out of this. I'm gonna go get a better one right now. We're gonna do this. I swear to God. Alright, chat. We have a can that's gonna work. Alright, so everyone, shh, quiet, quiet on the side. Chat, we did it. We had a successful can opening for the stream. The stream is now blessed. We are free from hexes. Mashallah, besties. Mad crisps. Okay, okay. So the the Psy Scribbles coalition has fallen. Can I add you on my Nintendo friend list? Maybe later. Um, we got some stuff to do today. The coalition is dead. We are going to talk about Malcolm. Yes, I'm so glad you asked. We are going to talk about that white boy. God, my Twitter notifications have been blowing the fuck up, you guys. I've like never got this much attention on Twitter before. On like my own tweet. It's amazing. Malcolm said something bonkers again. Yes, he did. We love Malcolm for it. We love Malcolm for how unapologetically racist he is. Malcolm in the middle. We're like, Malcolm, there's no middle to have anymore. The coalition died. Used to be a Malcolm fan. I'm sorry, I need to confess my sins. It's okay. But ever since he started getting more into this stuff, I was like, oh, wait, a lot. What did Malcolm say? A lot. Director voice, it was a lot. He will be on K-Hook. That's fine. Um, we're going to talk about him either way. But first, we have some Psy Scribbles to get over. Oh my gosh, hi Mr. Gamer. Malcolm's alias is goddammit Malcolm, but also I missed a fucking donation. I'm gonna shit myself. It's the first stream back since the vacation. And I'm fumbling. Happy late birthday. By the way, Psy's last stream, she got owned. It was so funny to watch. Wait, her last stream? Like on YouTube? Sorry, I'm gonna open up YouTube and go to her thing to see if she's still there. Homeless man calling another homeless man broke. Heartwarming, the worst people you know are fighting. Psy Scribbles. Where is her stream? Oh, streamed 19 hours ago. Oh, damn. She really did get her shit rocked. I'm still kind of quiet. Am I kind of quiet? My mic's all the way up. Ah! There, was that loud enough? I know she nuked her Twitter account. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Psy Scribbles. I have a sugar cookie here because I'm hungry. So TLDR, she's a bitch. She's like a 40-year-old, 43-year-old has-been hotel fan. And she fights with people online all the time. She's really condescending. Really, hot-headed and aggressive. has been Chug's F. Um, and this year, she decided to start going um, at it with Lio because girl got exposed for showing some weird shit to kids. She was inappropriate in her Discord server, which had like minors in it. We talked about it in the actual stream I did about Psy, like back in early October or late September. I can't remember. It's the one that's called like my ISP is. I have a new ISP, so let's all smile and play with Psy Scribbles. Hands up if you're surprised by those turn of events. God, I'm so disoriented. But she was creepy. They had like a fight about it. Psy and Lio, Peepaw, good old Peepaw. Which was like its own thing. Anthony Gramigula got involved. They found out about the Rosa call and they were like, this is the worst thing we have heard in this age of humanity. What do you mean she was weird with kids? She was weird with kids. Which tracks for some of the stuff that she said about me, once she got involved in my shit. But yeah, Anthony Gramigula got involved. I don't remember when the fuck Malcolm got involved with anything. But Malcolm is involved. They were all like friends, you know. And, for a while, Malcolm was Psy's PR manager. Um, but that was like really the most controversial thing about her. I mean, she's also racist, but like we knew that she was racist, and like people didn't really seem to care that she was racist. She had a dumbass quote from Psy, sure. And so today Psy was getting, or not today, but like a few days ago. And by a few days ago, I was actually going to a family gathering, but Psy kind of got demolished on Twitter, because she was arguing with people. She's been arguing with like Peepaw for fucking 3 months straight. Every day I wake up, they're just going at it. They were doing, oh my god, hi Res. They were doing it like I would see it while I was on vacation, because I was on like a Halloween birthday vacation, and I would see it. I think even one time, like I bumped in to it happening, and I was like, "Stop fighting! I'm drunk." My contributions, and then today, I'll need to see if I can find. I can't find the screenshots very much for this, but actually, I might be able to find it on Beckett's channel. Beckett's channel might have it. Or his Twitter account, Cope and Seed. Where she was just getting her shit rocked on Twitter because she was being really stupid. And she was like beefing with a black person, and the black person was talking about like queer stuff, and Psy got really uppity. She was like, oh my gosh, like when did I give you permission to call me queer? Because she grew up during a time when queer was a slur, which, like, you know, pop off me, ma. But also you can acknowledge that like reclamation has happened, and like not jump people for following through with reclamation. Call her, or oh wait, average Psy L. YouTube won't let me call her names. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can find the thread where all this went down, because I actually commented on it, and I literally just said lol. I said lol to her because Psy and I have a history. We'll get into it. But it's okay, there we go. I found it. Okay, we're gonna switch over. You're gonna be seeing a lot of my fucking Twitter today. Um, there we go. Oh, Tubi. Hold on, I'll turn off Tubi for right now. Blah 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 blah. Sabrina Carpenter is trending, and Beyonce for what? Okay, sorry. Let's not get distracted. Um, So it always comes back to if you want to be represented, then do it yourself instead of advocating for everyone to be better. No one deserves to have their culture misrepresented and mishandled in such a lazy, sloppy way, and I expect a queer artist like yourself to know better. This is probably about Alistair. It was probably about Alistair from Hasbin Hotel because Vivian fucking Madrano, Vivsy Poop, Vivsy Pop, used a lot of like voodoo symbols and shit, for like whenever he's like all evil and magical. And some like Creole people found that offensive and being like, why are you using this shit? Like, we already had this whole situation with Dr. Facilier from Hasbin, or from Hasbin, Dr. Facilier from Hasbin Hotel, same voice actor, but Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog. So like, why are you just like fine with this? Why are you fighting against people who talk about how they kind of find this offensive? Shinobi's Vision, thank you for the $5. I said it before. Only followed Psy because of her Lily Orchard vids, and I hate Lily with a burning passion. My hate blinded me. Oh well. A lot of people were in that. Yeah. Keith David, yeah. But so this person chimed in and was like, why the fuck are you like this? And then they continue. Actually, what is this person's pronouns? They, them. Okay. But is usually is the case. Oh, but is I can't read, bro. I I just woke up. But as is usually the case, POC are seen as less than. Okay, not entirely my fault. That was a difficult sentence to say. But as is usually. What a fucked up string of words, but we got it. We're supposed to accept the scraps and just be okay and say nothing when we see an issue. If we call it out, now we're nitpicking and being rude. And so that is where this tweet came from. She responded to them and said, said by the kid who didn't grow up hearing queer as a slur and thinks it's fine to lecture someone who was an out lesbian during the end of the AIDS crisis and the entire fight for same-sex marriage rights who did. Sounds an awful lot like privilege. Stupid bitch. Guess who was suffering fucking more marginalization than you during that time? Because it wasn't white lesbians who did fucking everything. It was black trans people. It was brown trans people. It was the dolls that did stuff like this. And this person points it out and was like, calling a black person privileged is a choice. And let's wake up how people like you have the rights you do because of people who are more marginalized than you. Which is true. The white queers, the white gay people love to think that they have been on like the front lines for human rights since the very beginning, and like got all the gay people their rights, when in reality a lot of white gay people were leaving brown and black gay people, especially brown and black trans people, in the fucking dirt. White woman tears alert. So it's always interesting whenever like a white LGBT person like looks down on like a black queer person and is like, you need to listen to me because you're more privileged than I am. When it's like, girly pop, actively in the present state of things, you are still more privileged than them. Like, you may have had to dealt with some stuff that they didn't, purely because of age, but trust me, girly pop, They are under a lot more societal scrutiny than you are. Black by here. Hell yeah. I saw that as the norm back then. Exactly. And so I just responded lol because like Girly Pop was getting her ass beat. I mean, you see this, right? 42 quote retweets. When I responded, she had like 100 something quote retweets where people were just beating the shit out of her. And I was just like, lol. And the reason why people were beating the shit out of her is because people found her racist ass words. Like, they found screenshots of her being a racist piece of shit. And let's get into that because I address it. Let's go to my profile, the best profile. Follow me on Twitter. It's so pretty. It's so cute. We ruin people's lives here. Um, I saw that she had deleted, which was funny. I was like, lol. You know, no one mourns the wicked. Gay, black, and autistic, and I like Psy less and less. I feel you. What is your PFP with that lol tweet? I tend to choose profile pictures that just work for me. They have my aura. I am a Scorpio. I have cookie in my mouth. But yes, I am a Scorpio. Exactly. Pay your respects to Marsha P. motherfucking Johnson. So I was watching BFDI with the Kuhl. Can I be caught up, girl? It's too much to go back now. Basically, this white woman sucks and she's racist. It's a plugin that I found on like Google Chrome that I was like, yeah, let me use this. But let me show you. Actually, I don't think I saved the tweet for this, but like, let me see if I sent it to anyone, because I can find it. Okay, no, I'm gonna have to go to my evil source to find it because it was linked. Okay, there we go. Racist fork and racist kitchen. Yes. Thank you, Lonely Parasocial, for the two donations, for the $5 and for the $2. Where the fuck are those tweets? Okay, I think we found them. Question mark? Okay. Also, I should get some music playing. Who wants some, like, since it's November, who wants some, like, royalty-free, like, Christmas beats? Oh my god, we could do it, like, next to a fire. Okay, let's see if this works. That's too... No. Why is it all, like, somber piano? I want, like jazzy. That works. Is that too loud for everyone? Fuck Thanksgiving. I mean, y'all should have already expected it. I'm Native American. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Bet. Okay. This is when it started happening. She got... I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry to just flashbang you with these screenshots, but like, I don't know what the fuck else to do. Oh my gosh, 2 donations. I need a drink. I'm gonna throw up. As a white lesbian at the end of the AIDS crisis is wild to say, considering that it was like one of the groups least affected by AIDS. Yes! Let's look at the death toll. Let's look at the... Let's look at the, like, difference in, like, people who got infected. People who got HIV. Because I'll tell you one thing, even when medical treatments came around, it wasn't brown people getting those medical treatments. It was wealthier, white, queer people. You know, the wealthy white queens, so to say. It wasn't the black and brown queens. They were left behind. They had to fight to, like, get some of that stuff. Or they had to have it rationed to them by white queens who were dying, who were like already dead, and were like, you know, give this off to the brown people. That's what I'm saying. Please, have you heard Churchnarts roasting on an ARP and Phi? No, I have not. Professional gremlin, you're 40. Oh my god. Okay. But this tweet blew the fuck up. Like, 15,000 likes. Bookmark that shit. Love it. Is the P slur against trans people? Oh, no. That's for Pakistanis. Because I guess I felt the need to have beef against them. Like, why is she coming after every race in this screenshot? The context apparently is that she was arguing about how the N-word is worse than things, but like, I don't give a fuck. Why are you saying racial slurs against racial minorities? She's saying this to a black person? Jesus Christ. Why didn't she censor the other two? I don't know. Because she doesn't view them as bad, I think. Why are my eyes dissociating? We could call Barack Obama the first N-word president. Oh my god! Aggie Caggy with the $50. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Hard R! She's so loud about her living through the AIDS crisis and policing other queer people on what they can and can't say. To have the balls to tell a person of color that you're more marginalized than them as a white woman. Get off the damn pedestal. Literally. Also, thank you so much. 07's in chat to Aggie Caggy. That is a crazy donation. Thank you so much. A word encompasses the entire community. What if articles praised N-word creators, hard R creators, and their accomplishments? What if we call black people R-word hard R Americans? Well, would you say random Chinese slur or, you know, Pakistani slur or sand hard R? Because I bet she's just trying to be like, oh, one of these hits harder, which, like, trying to fucking, you being a white person and trying to dictate to black and brown people how slurs, like, should hit their ears, whereas, like, to a lot of us, all slurs hit our ears really bad. All racial slurs hit our ears really bad. And it's not even so much like which one, but like we can tell if it's inappropriate for you to say, like if you don't have a right to say, like, reclaim that word, or, you know, if you're saying it out of like fucking hate, we can fucking smell that shit, and it's rancid. That shit stinks. She needs to take a shower. Blah, 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 blah. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Thank you, Classic Rock Kid, for the $2. Hive Cap with the $9.99. Can we also call out size orbiters like Dreamer and Lavender? Both stupid. Both stupid. Lavender used to buddy up to me when I was going after Heaton, but ever since I didn't drop Lio, they've been really weird about me too. And like, we'll get into it when we go over like Sai's fucking weird ass beef with me. Axis 1247. Thank you for the $5. Lesbian Dr. Umar was going crazy in Discord. Is that what we're calling her? Lonely Prior Social, thank you for the $5. Side be like, I may be racist, but you're a person of color in next words. Last dono of the stream. Thank you so much for all your donations. I'm a lesbian too. Oh yeah. Hi Spotweiler, hope you're having a good day, staying safe. I am. I was having kind of a midday. I was having some pretty bad anxiety earlier today because of other stuff in my life. But I feel really good right now. If Sai is this level on Twitter, how would she be if she left her basement and touched grass? She wouldn't do anything because she's a pussy ass bitch. She doesn't have to deal with like real world struggles because she's a fucking cracker. Sorry, I'm gonna get banned for saying that, but like it needed to be said. Like if she tried to saying this shit to like actual black and brown people in person, they'd be like, the fuck you just said, and like they'd like her white paint would be splattered against the wall. And then this person pops in, and like this also blew up. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, white girl. Listen, I love all my followers. I love how diverse my community is. And like I don't know. I hope that it's clear that like my beef is never with like whatever the fuck white people exist. It's when white ignorance prevails and caucasity is unyielding, because that shit tires me out. If you thought Size Lavender was bad, wait until you see Purple Sacramentin. Oh, Purple Sacramentin. Can I tell you guys something? Sorry, I have this screenshot up, which is fucking crazy. But like, I don't know. I used to talk to Purple Sacramentin because I thought he was like normal. And then he started getting really weird. And I've kind of just like not talked to him in a while. I feel bad because like he was helpful. He was nice to me, but can't be supporting a lot of the stuff that he does. My nose is so stuffy. My ex-boyfriend is fucking hexing me. I thought we cleared the stream of hexing when we opened the can. Iblis. The fucking nostril Iblis. Okay, I guess it's just the allergies. Okay, but this person said, this is her too, by the way. We're the same age? Hell yeah. And this person says, like, it's just Sai's going... Sai's just going at it, where she's like, that screenshot isn't even from my Discord, R-word. It's from a friend's small Discord of about 30 people and a private convo I was having with him and a couple others in the NSFW section. The person who said the N-word is no worse, or the person who said the N-word is no worse than other slurs is the one who leaked it, FYI. Yeah, because why are you power scaling slurs against racial minorities? Shut the fuck up! One that doesn't change it to your deflection is to call me a disabled person a slur. And then Girly Pop comes in here with her credentials. And she says, the R word isn't a slur. We're just delusional at this point. We're just full on delusional. And we're just saying things that are slurs aren't slurs because we have no brain. And she says, I'm also autistic with permanent injuries. What now? Haha, yeah, I have the right to reclaim the slur, so that gives me the right to use it as a slur against someone I don't know. This is weird white people behavior, you guys. This is white people behavior. This is what I was talking about. I don't know if you guys remember. I know we haven't talked about Malcolm a ton yet, but last time I talked about Malcolm, it's because he did a stream where like he claimed I was like doing blackface, like blackfishing because I'm brown and I have curly hair, and he was like, that person must be black. And then I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, how dare you fool me into thinking that you're black? I'm like, I don't know. Brown people are incredibly diverse, especially because of colonization. We all got different traits, okay? Be mad at your ancestors, not at me. Palm colored. But one of the things is that he went after a trans woman's voice, and he's a trans man, and he went after a trans woman's voice for not passing enough because I joked about her being a giga chad or a gigapassoid, which is like an ironic use, like a, what's the word for like when you're using it to make fun of it? I don't know. It was an ironic use of the word because it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous name to ever categorize trans people by. And I just decided, yeah, sarcastic. And so I was like, oh, gigapassoid yen, satirically. And I just did that because I was like, okay, wouldn't it be funny if like I put this in like a really weird like right-wing title because Jar is like a fucking rightoid piece of shit. And the video was about, you know, him, Jar, calling Yen. And so I called him a beta cuck because that's like incel terminology that like his corner of the political sphere uses. And then I called Yen a gigapassoid because that's terminology that like the right-wing sector of the trans community uses, like the 4chan users. It's called 4tran, like that type of lingo. And so I was like, let me just use it. And then Malcolm took it like super seriously, and he was like, you can't call her that because she hasn't voice trained. How dare you call her a gigapassoid? And I was like, bro, chill, it's a joke. Like, calm down. And I was also like, why are you trying to like clock someone else for not voice training when like it's clear that like Malcolm didn't do the training where you're supposed to fucking like speak from the back of your throat. Change your placement from where your voice projects from. And he sounds really nasally, and like I like clocked him pretty quickly. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a trans man. I don't have a problem, but I was like, and there's no problem with that. But it's like, why are you coming after other people for not doing proper voice training when like clearly you like gave up and after like testosterone kicked in, and you're like, nah, testosterone's gonna do the full thing for me. As long as I talk really monotone, I'll be good. And I was like, okay, so you didn't go the full way either. Why are you judging someone for not getting the proper voice training? Because, you know, Yen has a feminine affect. It's not like she hasn't done nothing. Why does he even care so much? Exactly. You know, stones and glass houses. So, you know, I threw a stone back at him, shattered his glass house, and his completely normal response to that was to be like, grow up. You just want to call me a slur. You want to call me the T-slur and say I have the T-slur voice. And he was like, do it. Call me a slur. And I was like, why? Because Malcolm thinks it's normal that when you can reclaim a slur, it means that you want to and have the urge to use the slur as a slur against people you don't like. And I think that that's kind of uniquely white. because I don't know, I've never had this experience with other brown people where we're just like, yeah, let's call other brown people like racial slurs and like use them as slurs. Like, that's never happened with me and other brown people. It's a very white sensibility, because I don't think that slurs are like the same, you know, kind of trauma for white people that they are for black and brown people, because since the beginning we haven't been able to hide from being racially categorized, because, you know, it's in our fucking skin and it's all visual. It's a metaphysical moment right here, but race tracks a set of physical characteristics about yourself. So like the second you come into the world, you already have that label pushed upon you, and people learn so early how to treat you like shit for it, including with slurs. Also, I missed a few donations, so let me go back and read. Hannah Lee, thank you for the $4.99. Why does Sai sound like she has peanut butter perpetually stuck at the roof of her mouth? I don't know. I actually have really not even heard Sai's voice that much, because I've mostly just fought with her in text. Of course, Sai's a Vivzy Pop fan. Yeah, thank you, Hannah Lee, for the 2 donations, for the $4.99 and the $1.99. Sai Scribbles were the scrubbed rippin' pencils. Thank you, Zeta Ridge 7, for the $2 Canadian. And then Starbird, thank you for the $5. I am white and can't comprehend their entitlement to using those words. You'll see it again in my convo with him. Anyways, hi, Heart. Hello. Actually, I managed to catch one of these. Yeah, welcome. Sai's deal is that she's white and bitter, because she's, you know, mortality is fleeting for all of us. And I guess she doesn't know how to handle that, so she takes it out on people that are younger than her, by being really condescending. And it's like, girl, there's other ways to try and make your age a positive thing than being a condescending asshole, because that's how you become alone and really unliked in your later years, which is not a good thing, especially when you're jobless and at home all day and you're 43. Gotta have some survival instincts, or just like people skills at some point there. And then she says, you know, your only tactic here is to be this petty moralistic wibbling to the core of the fact that you objectively refuse to listen to a woman about her own life because you'd rather believe pedophiles and her abusive father. Insane. Just like actual delusional behavior. Like, at no point has this person said anything about that. They just said that it doesn't change that she was saying slurs. And that, you know, in response to that, she decided to call them a slur that is, like, actually used against them. Like, the slur is meant to demean and target, like, this person, the group of people that this person that she's arguing with is a part of. Is she talking about Lyle? I have no idea who the fuck she's talking about. It doesn't matter who she's talking about because she's fucking crazy. Like reminder, this tweet started out with the R word isn't a slur. Yes, someone who clearly cares about slurs, and being called queer, but she'll call other people the R slur, and, you know, double down on it when people are like, why are you calling me that slur? You don't know me? That slur is directed at people like me? That's fucked up. Sai and Malcolm are the 2/4 of the 4 horsemen of annoyingly loud LGBTQ people. Oh my god, shut up. Yeah, we're about to get to Malcolm. But it doesn't stop there because... Wait, what is this? Oh, yeah. Because she gets more racist, you guys. And, like, intensely xenophobic. Because what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Still go back to fucking Turkey then, asshole. Not even a descent, bro was born in Turkey. If America is so bad, Hassan, why don't you go back to Turkey? Talking about Hassan Piker. You know, Hassan Abi. The robot assures them they're turkey dogs. What the fuck? Hey Hassan, if America's so bad, why don't you go back to Turkey? Bitch. There's no fucking way. Literally go back to your country. Sorry, I'm just so flabbergasted over this. I have to be silent. Weird. I'm autistic AF and I don't use slurs that aren't applicable to me, insult people that annoy me. Exactly. It's easy. Stupidly mid crow. Thank you for the $5. Sai is a slur itself. She's racist against pens. Thank you, Zeta Ridge, for the $2 Canadian. And then Toby, thank you for the $5. Can a member of a country not criticize their countryside? Blindly following their country is not patriotic. Exactly. Because one thing about this that's really interesting is we'll get into it in a second, but like, say someone immigrates, becomes an immigrant, and they move to the United States. Purple Sacramentum is UTTP. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Hivecat, for the $2. They become a citizen. They go through everything here. This country is now partly their responsibility. They have gone through the work to be part of this country, and it is their right to want better for it. It is where they are building their life. It is where they are legally recognized as like a citizen of the earth. They have a right to criticize the country without being told by privileged white assholes to go back to where they were from. And the funniest part, you guys, is that she said, because someone here said, you know, Hassan is like Turkish descent. She says, not even descent. Bro was born in Turkey. Hassan was born in New Jersey. He's an American citizen by birth. He didn't even emigrate here. He was born here. He just was raised in Turkey. And like partly in Greece. But he's from here. Try and catch it when I'm on the train? Yeah, no problem. And I'm sure Hassan loves Turkey. And he probably criticizes Turkey too. Because it's where he's from. It's where he grew up. This is still the country that he is legally bound to. That he is legally responsible for. Partially. And is legally affected by. Whose laws affect him. He's allowed to criticize the fucking laws here. Because he was born here. And even if he wasn't born here and he just moved here. And he wanted to say, hey, some of this shit is fucked up. Let's do better. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god, she's racist. She's racist as shit. Sai Skukka Gribbles. Oh, Sai Skukka Gribbles in America. Oh. And it's like, it's not even like implicit racism. It's not even like slightly blanketed racism. This is just like the most overt, like comically evil racism and xenophobia that you could do. Like literally go back to your country is like such a fucking racist xenophobic trope. And she just does it with like no irony. Full sincerity. She's like, yeah, go back to your country if you want to criticize the country that you're born in. the country that you were born in. Stupidly Made Crow, thank you for the $5. You could criticize Hassan for many different things, dude. Be fucking for real. You white lesbian triple K club member. Oh yeah, absolutely. If she was around back then, Psy would have been in the clan. Psy would have been a clan member. She would have put that bastardized white hoodie on and said, all right, let's go lynch some people. I fucking hate this bitch. Did she really tell American citizens to go back to their country? That's like telling me to go back to El Salvador. But I was born, there's something that doesn't show up. What is this? I'm assuming you're saying you were born in the US? Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, like just comic racism. So then I hopped on here, because guys, Peepaw showed this to me. In some streams, she mocks Canada. In the Dungeon Meshy reaction stream, she's like, what the fuck do you guys do up there? Do we need to invade? Colonizer. She's just a colonizer. And so I tagged her in this because Peepaw sent this to me. I found this out through Lio. What is happening? My entire YouTube page froze. YouTube, come back to me. Okay, there we go. What? What is going on? Why is my chat being weird? We're gonna reopen it. Okay, yeah, it crashed. Sorry, you guys. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Not like I'm leaving, but like I'll be able to see you guys in just a moment. There you are. Okay, I could see everyone again. How do we know she isn't in the clan right now? We don't. Actually, nah, I can't say that. That's too mean. Sorry, I just received a DM from someone who I should mention is black. And they just said, Psy be like sight power. Oh my god. You know, I really hate to say it, but like Psy would have sold her neighbors, like her Jewish neighbors, out to the fucking Gestapo. Oh my god, Malta is here. Yay, everyone say hi to Malta. And a oop. So this tweet kind of blew up. It got like 250 likes, which is like, oh my god, mom, I'm famous. Like, I haven't gotten this much attention since I went after Heaton, and I like put Heaton on blast. But little did I know, I was in for a ride. Wait, why did... Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, Vegeta, you duplicated your donation. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. That's what I meant. Something went wrong. No worries. Oh my god. My fucking nasal passages. I need to blow my nose real quick. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm back. My nose hurts. The person who originally called Psy out actually went on to mention me. I just sneezed. Bro. I just made a joke about how I was... Oh my god. I'm being hexed by the man that groomed me. I said something really cursed last night. Malta. Malta. Can I say the thing that I said to you guys last night? That like all of you had to like take a fucking minute to understand and then laughed? Because y'all just got flashbanged so hard. Hold on, let me blow my nose. No context for this, you guys, but I was in VC chat in my Patreon server last night, and I said to everyone, I was abused as a child, and that's how my nose almost got diddled. and everyone in the chat was like fucking silent for like 5 seconds. For those who don't know, for those who don't like aren't in on the joke, one of my ex-boyfriends, my groomer, had a nose fetish, and he wanted to touch my nose. The entire chat. Help! I can't fucking breathe. But anyways, the person, you know, the black baddie that Sai was fighting with and was like, you're more privileged than me because I dealt with the AIDS crisis as the least affected member of the community. A what now? Yeah. He got off to like noses and sneezing. And he told me all about it when I was like 15. Foul. Funny but foul. Imagine if he had a kid and they sneezed, it would never be normal. Every time that... I don't even want to imagine him having a kid. I hope he gets castrated. A train killed my connection for a second. I'm not going to timeout. We're in the middle of a stream. The person that was fighting with Sai in the thread where then she got quote retweeted and exposed for shit said, and finding out Sai was talking about Chuli not taking responsibility, but for being groomed, you want the victim to take responsibility for other people grooming her as a child, which is true. And I reposted this, and I went on there and I responded and I said, thank God people are finding out about this because that shit was evil. And yes, we're gonna get into that in a second. It was actually one of the reasons why we talked about Sai in the first place, because she decided to start taking swings at me for my history of being sexually abused as a child. And said, who is Chuli? And the person responded saying Chuli's a pretty big part of the ACC and SEC, and was friends with multiple large figures in the community. However, during that time, she also experienced a lot of grooming by grown-ass men and mishandling of said grooming by large figures in the community. She's made multiple vids on her channel going into these events that I recommend that you watch them because the ACC and SEC were a whole mess and a half. And actually, like, super thank you to this person. This person is Oomph. We follow each other. Saturn's Nebula, you slay, you eat. I adore you. keep on stunting on these hoes, okay? Stunt on these crackers. So I was born in 1982. Sorry, I had to do a double take. If my math is right, the year after AIDS started, she was a white lesbian baby, a child during it. You're right! I didn't even think about that! Stolen valor. At its peak, at the peak of the AIDS epidemic, She was at most like 13. Bruh. This is... Oh my god. And the AIDS epidemic was kind of like... It was captured in 1996. How old would she have been? How old would she have been in 1996? 14? That's when treatment started, bitch. Well, I mean, technically treatment had started before that, but like, it was like super successful. Yeah, and then by 1998, the number of AIDS-related deaths was declining due to improved treatments. Bro! Stolen fucking valor! Stolen fucking valor! You cannot be kidding me. They'd be like me saying, I survived Hurricane Katrina when I was in the womb when it happened and my parents lived more inland. Oh my god. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that she was doing stolen fucking valor this whole fucking time. I'm punching my palm. That's my method of talking. There's no fucking way. Anyways, let's talk about how Sai blamed me for being groomed and said that I need to take accountability for being groomed. Are y'all ready for that? We'll just do like a quick like recap of it. Streams. Blah 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 blah. La 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 la. What was this? It was on the return stream. Sai Squibbles. This was after my junkie video came out. And she started talking shit about me. And she said, why weren't you keeping track of everything I was doing and everyone I was talking to and everything they're doing so you could stop me from making my own poor decisions? I was only 17, you sick fuck. And then there's Lavender. Remember I said to keep them in mind. Says, playing victim. Lavender, I was a victim. I was a minor, Lavender. The adults were sexually taking advantage of me, Lavender. A huge Lavender. Capitalize the L in that fucking name for a reason. And it stays at the beginning. Because that's what people first think of you as. Thought you were chill, Lavender. Lavender is kind of like a drama opportunist. Changing my name immediately? No, it's okay, Lavender Hybrid. L Lavender. Oh, and this is just a crop thing. And then she says, and no, I don't know what Julie went through, but all I'm hearing from them is these random internet strangers should have been responsible for me by stopping me from doing stupid things. Stupid things like getting groomed, by the way. And like being friends with child sexual abusers, like adult child sexual abusers. While I was a minor. Known child sexual abusers. Tomatoes at Lavender and Sai. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months, Pudgy. Salty Cheerios, thank you for the $5. I'm a white woman feeling oppressed by even looking at Sai. Oh my god. Yeah, what do you mean accountability? And like, girl started going off about me on Tumblr. Funnily enough, after I made my big stream on her, she stopped talking about me. Sai is a pussy ass bitch. I put her on blast for like a whole 3 hours on a stream, and she shut the fuck up about me. She had like one point that she tried to get me on, but I was like, hey, I didn't know anything about this, and the person who like pushed me to do it apologized for it because they forgot like how uncomfortable that shit makes me. And then I took it out of the stream. So she's had like nothing to say. She had no retorts to any of the actual like fucked up shit she was saying about me, because like right here, like Anon was kind of tearing into her, saying like, mind explaining why you victim blame Chuli, who's a victim of grooming? No, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she said, you question why I said in a chat that I think Chuli is being ridiculous, expecting people to have parented them over the internet. And, you know, being disingenuous. Also, guys, remember to like the stream if you can. Remember to like the stream. Because we have over 300 people in here and only 80 likes. Remember to like the stream. We've been going for a little over an hour now. Let's keep it going. I don't lie, but calling him a groomer is insane. Oh, we'll get into it. We'll get into that. Not to mention this fake outrage is coming from the same person who are buddy-buddy with Lio, who grooms teenagers on Discord and then moves them into his house after they turned 18. Didn't happen. Has never happened. He offered homes to some of his, like, found family, which he agrees. He was like, yeah, I should not have done that. It was, like, irresponsible on his end. But also, funnily enough, you guys, can I talk about something? Source dude, trust me. Can I talk about something real quick? People love to get onto Lio for his religious beliefs. And for him, you know, trying to share, you know, #wisdom from those religious beliefs, because he's a very strong Christian. And he's very much not like a lot of the Christians that I have known. You know, he's pro-LGBT, he's pro-immigration, he's fucking hates Trump, like all that stuff. You know, the cool Christian, as they say. But he is very religious. Or spiritual, I don't fucking know. He's very devoted to his beliefs. That's what I'll say. Christmas music, it's November. It's November 11th, bro. Christmas is in just over a month. Cue the lion. Like chill Christian people. Yeah, we've actually had philosophical conversations in the past about how, like, most Christians actually fucking suck. But people love to get on him, and they try to find loopholes, and they try to find, like, things to be like, oh, he's being a hateful Christian. But then they also do this. And they're like, oh my god, he was grooming minors, who none of whom have alleged sexual abuse by him, by the way. Even though they have alleged abuse with no evidence, and with no, with nothing tangible, nothing visual, nothing concrete, no evidence of being abused. And Lio was able to provide proof that some of the stories told by these people did have proof, but that it was proof that proved the accusers wrong and showed that they were lying about him and what he was saying to paint him as being abusive when he wasn't. But they get on him for, you know, providing shelter and financial support and help to the meek, the weary, and the poor, the downtrodden and abused. Like, I'm sorry, we can talk about how much of a disaster it ended up being. Same thing with her Hazan nonsense. Of all the things to criticize, she has to pull that shit from her ass. Like, he's taking care of his entire family. But like, is that, I'm sorry, is that not like one of the most Christian things you can think of? Where it's like, oh, this man literally opened up his house to people he thought were being abused and who were alone and who didn't have community. He literally brought them into his home and, like, gave them shelter, gave them food, gave them, you know, like, emotional support. I'm like, that's one of the most, like, most virtuous, like, Christian things I can think of him doing. And it's like funny that people, like, try to get on him for, like, his religious beliefs and then also, like, point to that and be like, see, it's a bad thing. I'm like, that's actually extremely, like, Christian of him to be like, yes, I will provide for the meek. Blessed are the poor. Blessed are the downtrodden. Let me help you. Hello? And, like, yes, it ended disaster, mostly because the people he was adopting fucking sucked and were evil. But on paper, you know, if he had just been better with his choices instead of choosing the most evil fucking people. Most evil fucking sacks of shit. You know, I could see it being a good thing. He literally just provided shelter to people. Lio just wants to play with his toys, true. A la Hopeless Peaches, exactly. And, like, what exactly did Lio get in return for, like, $8,000? Giving her $8,000 to help pay her bills and to keep her alive? What exactly did he get? What grooming behavior was that for? What end goal for grooming was that for? Because the reason why we talk about grooming in the way that we do, and we see it as the horrible thing that it is because we talk about abusive grooming. We talk about, you know, softening these people up to being abused. Hopeless Peaches was not abused. Jay was not abused. Opal was not abused. A duck. You know, Jordan was not abused. So, like, if the intent, or if this was grooming, what was it grooming for? What abuse was he prepping these people for? Haven't seen anything yet. Starbird, thank you for the $19.99. Isn't it a common practice that older queer folks would take in younger queer folks, especially because young queers would often be abandoned by their own parents? Yes. Again, this feels like so white to think about, because a beautiful example of that, of this found family stuff, of like older queers taking in and sheltering and feeding and parenting young queers. Ballroom culture, my culture, is full of houses. Ballroom houses, you guys, which for those of you who don't know, is where there would be, you know, house parents who would often like have an apartment, have a multi-bedroom apartment, have like the best paying job, and have the most life experience. And they would take in the queer children who had been abandoned by their family so that they weren't homeless and alone. So the fact that it's being turned into this like twisted, like sexual grooming thing feels almost racist in a way. Where it's like, no, black and brown people have been doing this for years because, you know, of how like much more discriminated and marginalized they are, because, you know, despite that, they still look out for each other, and they acknowledge that there are, you know, people even more vulnerable than them, younger people who don't have the same experience, who don't have the same jobs, and stuff like that. Says a lot about how they interpret things. Exactly. We all know how she feels about brown people. Exactly. Lio is not queer, but he housed queer kids. He literally housed queer kids. Vegeta Silvermoon, thank you for the $9.99. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That means found family is just as important as blood family. It actually even says that, like, found family is more important than blood relatives. And, you know, there's a very famous quote from I'm forgetting my my elders. Yeah, Hector Extravaganza, a very famous house mother, famously said, and this has been quoted for decades and decades, said, blood does not a family make. Those are relatives. Family are those whom you share your good, bad, and ugly and still love another in the end. Still love one another in the end. Those are the ones you select. And so people are like trying to like bastardize this and be like, oh, it's for sexual purposes, which they said about black and brown queer people in like the 80s and the 90s and even now. And it's fucked up. It's a weird racist thing. And you know, need to remind everyone that Lyle Convoy is a Hispanic. He's at the very least biracial. And it's, I don't know, it's fucked up. Lyle was one of the few examples of a true Christian that I've seen. He actually understands scripture and what it means rather than the surface level BS that so many spew. Exactly. Like Lyle and I have talked about like verses that have been used to like justify like beating your kids, verses that talk about how fathers need to not be fucking dicks to their kids, because those are things that the Bible says. And like, I'm still not religious, but like, it feels like so refreshing to see someone who like actually knows what the fuck they're talking about and is like, because I think that one of the best ways to fight against like Christian extremism or like Christian like, yeah, extremism is to like know what the fuck they're saying. Just to correct your statement, I've always said publicly that reclamation doesn't mean that you get to use slurs as a pejorative or in a derogatory manner towards others. Okay, then why were you like claiming that I wanted to do that to you when I've never used slurs to describe anyone that I don't like? And happy to chat if you ever feel so inclined. Just message me on Discord. Happy streams. Well, thank you, Malcolm. I appreciate that. I am going to go over some of your stuff that you said because I'm gonna be honest, I still think you're fucking weird in a lot of ways. And you know, it's content right now. Like, we all make money. Some of the weird stuff you've been saying about me is how I'm gonna make money right now. We'll see if I'm down to chat with you in DMs. Depends on how I'm feeling. Malcolm the Fool, aw, you guys, don't be too mean. I recommend, yeah, chat, be nice to each other. Because I don't want getting out of hand. If I think something's weird, I can say it's weird, you know. But I want you guys to be well-behaved in chat. But thank you for popping in, Malcolm. I do appreciate you, I don't know, saying something at least. Okay, good. Did I miss a donation? No, I didn't. Okay, but anyways. Where's my next screenshot? Because it's the one, oh, it's in the other folder. It's the one where she claims that, like, I'm being groomed, and she, like, makes fun of me for that. She claims that I'm being groomed and then, like, makes a snide remark about it. About, like, oh, yeah, you're being groomed by this older man. Have fun being abused and tossed aside. Like, who the fuck says that? That actually gives a shit about, like, grooming victims? Or, like gives a fuck about, like, grooming happening? Props at least being tough enough to hear out on a stream where he's being critiqued. Yeah, exactly. I'll still deliver my critiques, but yeah, I appreciate that. And I mean, I've gone into Malcolm's stream. I've commented on his videos. It's all business. Even if the business is full of some weird-ass fucking comments. To mock someone for allegedly being groomed really tells you what kind of person they are. Exactly. Thank you, Toby. Oh, shit. I hope it lets you switch over to the one that's not getting deleted. Because otherwise you will lose your streak. Here, let me go into the Sci Scribbles thing. Where the fuck is it? That's a funny screenshot. Where? Oh my god. Hold on. Chat, I'm gonna bring these up real quick. Where's the one where she talks about my comment and then it's like, have fun getting groomed? Is it this one? Chat, I'm not prepared. Oh, I think I found it. Never mind. I did not. You know what, chat? We're just gonna go on to her Tumblr. We're gonna go on to her Tumblr. We're gonna tread onto cursed lands. That's true. Malcolm can be funny. Tumblr. Also, T Moss Boss showed up. Hi, T Moss Boss. I'm sorry I missed your message earlier. Sai Scribble. What's her fucking thing again? It's like Lily something. Purple Demon Lily posting. There she is. Okay. Groomed. Okay, I found it. It's okay, Malta. But, okay, here it is. Girl, Julia just claimed that what Ponder did to her was worse than the Rosa call in the replies of Lyle's video about Ponder. I'm not joking. The girl is delusional as fuck. Says, wow, stunning. Where I basically say letting a predator around your minor friend is worse than the Rosa call. Grow the fuck up. It's kind of controversial, but, like, I stand by this. Neither are good, but I think putting a child in a potentially sexually dangerous situation where they can be taken advantage of, which, you know, the age gap between Spockter and I was not severe in the slightest. I think the age gap between us is actually fine. The problem is that it's always immoral, and more importantly, it's always illegal to be getting nudes of a child, of a minor. And, you know, me being 17 doesn't really distract from the fact, doesn't change the fact that I was still a minor, and that Spockter was sexually abusing kids in a way that it would be illegal for him to do with literally any minor, because it's illegal for any minor to take pictures of their naked body and send it, and it's illegal to ask for that. Freakhead. Yeah, people are taking what you said as the Rosa call wasn't that bad, when it's just the Rosa call was really bad, but endangerment of, sorry, I lost my place. Endangerment of kids for years is worse, which is true, exactly. Oh my god, Aggie Kaggy. Also true. I did want to note that like, that comment was also referring to Junkie preying on me in front of her, and her doing nothing when I was 15. Aggie Kaggy, what the fuck? I already have said this in chat, but I need to say it louder because it makes my blood boil. As a person who experienced parental abuse and had a better relationship with their teacher than their father, Sai's vile twisting of Lila's actions makes me disgusted to no end. Exactly. Preach, Aggie Kaggy. Fucking talk your shit. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Are we under the impression that Spockter is still in contact with the minor? Last we heard from him, it was true. Back in 2023 when he got exposed, he was still with that child. Because reminder, you guys, he groomed the child into not saying anything and into believing that he was a victim by asking for her to take naked pictures of herself instead of him being abusive in doing that. Glad to catch a stream. I always draw with the VODs of them. Make sure to wrap yourself in a warm blanket and have some cake. You deserve it. Thank you so much, Simply Peachy. Simply Peachy Keen. Let that lizard man alone, Ice Scribbles. Ice Scribbles is fucking crazy. Oh my god, IDF Scribbles. And then she downplays like his sexual abuse. Somehow a guy who had old news of his girlfriend when they were both underage, not true, and deleted them when he was told it was fucked up. Not true. Being in the presence of truly is worse than Lyle berating a woman with cognitive ability of a child as a result of brain damage over multiple calls for hours on end. Yes, I think that putting kids in sexual danger is something you can't come back from. You know, as much as I think that Sai is like brutally fucking bigoted, I'm not gonna say it's impossible for her to stop being that way and to change and grow as a person, but something about hurting children who don't have a chance to know better, who don't have a chance to know what danger they're in. That's just like, that's unforgivable. Truly, she's purging her Discord. I think I heard that she had deleted it already. IDF Scribbles is crazy. This entire fucking post actually pisses me off. Telling her if she hangs up, he'll get her mom, her sole caretaker, to kick her out of the house. Yes, evil. Evil. Both of these things are evil. I just think that sexual abuse of children, or like severe negligence with a child's sexual safety, is just a little bit more evil. That's my DEI Scribbles. That's just my view on things. You don't have to agree with that. But that's my view, and I'm not going to change it. Julie also happily interacted with Gilded Pooh in the live chat, the guy she was fighting on Twitter for being an actual, literal, self-proclaimed, full-throated Zionist. The guy who likes to talk about R-wording women, and Lio says everyone just has to accept that. I don't think Lio has ever said that people just have to accept that he says that. Just that you shouldn't, like, moral lecture Gilded Pooh because he doesn't care. The guy who used to spam bestiality porn in Discord servers, including ones with minors. I don't know anything about that. I don't fuck with Gilded, as like y'all can tell. I don't interact with him. The most, like, long-form interaction I've ever had with Gilded was when I told him to fuck off, on Twitter for being a Zionist. Like, I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah, literally right here. The Gaza Strip is literally the Netflix state, and I said, no way you're calling the territory that started as a military-occupied place for a displaced indigenous population, rather colonizing IDF and ethno-state. Get the fuck out of here. Zionism is a disease. Cleanse your mind from it so you don't say dumbass shit like that. Also, this is from the nation-state law of 2018 from the country's government. Fuck off with the whataboutism. Like, does this come off as someone that I'm friends with, you guys? Or does this seem like a desperate attempt to do guilt by association so she can distract from the fact that she was being, like, enormously fucking, like, that she was being a huge fucking evil bitch to me? About, like, me being groomed and me being put in danger by the adults around me who were responsible. I know that that's kind of like a contentious point, you guys, but, like, hot fucking take. if you're an adult and you let minors into your space, you're kind of responsible for the minor. I know people like to be like, oh, it's not my kid, I don't want to take care of them. Then maybe don't have fucking kids in your space if you're not willing to be a responsible adult and look after them in the way you're supposed to. You can't just forfeit responsibility for a situation that you have allowed for the child to be a part of. You guys, what the fuck? Why is that a controversial fucking take? These bitches are weird. There's me saying hi. Oh my god. Hi, Ephraim. Ephraim mentioned. Blake Gunnels mentioned. A-Space mentioned. And she's like, oh yeah, she happily interacted with him. And it was him saying like, sorry for being mean on Twitter. Or like, no, he was like, debate me. He was like, debate me on Israel. And I said, I already did, ratio. And he said, no, I felt like I sounded more like a prick than intended because tech. And I said, it's fine. I wasn't nice either. I hate that stupid country. I hate that dumb country. Which is me saying like, that I don't give a fuck if the Zionist is mean to me because I was mean to the Zionist. Is that controversial? Is that me being friends with the Zionist? Or is that me saying that I don't give a fuck how he talks to me because I think his beliefs are stupid? Ponder inviting a guy back into the server at your request who didn't even do anything to you. Guys, it's okay. Cy Scribbles says that adults who sexually abuse minors should be allowed around other minors so long as they're not around the minor that they sexually abused. It's all good in Cy Diddle's book. Ow, I just fucking hurt my toe. Oh no, my fucking thing crashed again. Hold on, you guys. I'm reopening chat. Wild take, yeah. Cy Diddles. And people wondering why I call... And people wonder why I call Chuli Lyo's new favorite kitten he's grooming. Because I interacted with a third party telling him I don't give a fuck how he talks to me because I'm gonna be a bitch to him if he's stupid. Oh, did stream crash for like a quick second? It's okay if Diddy wants to go to school even if he doesn't do anything. Yeah, just let James Charles into the high school, you guys. So because of this and like me telling him to fuck off and saying that sexually abusing children is probably like the worst thing that you could do, that makes me Lyo's grooming victim? Which, like, if this were the case, then I would be the victim. I would be the victim. Cy, if you actually gave a fuck about this situation that you're alleging is happening, you would be trying to support me. You wouldn't be taunting me for it, because then she says, have fun going the way of Opal, Jordan, Peaches, and who knows how many others in about a year, Chuli. Basically being like, have fun getting abused, have fun getting groomed, you piece of shit, dumbass grooming victim. I'm like, girl, hell isn't hot enough for some of you. Hell is not hot enough for some of you fucking bitches. That it still be your fault somehow, because I can't ever be wrong or whatever. Exactly. Loki Mama Bear, looking back at the amount of weird comments, yeah, I see that. Wait, what did Loki Mama Bear say? The sexualizing is still so unsettling and feels racially motivated. Yeah, she is sexualizing me here. She is sexualizing me by calling me, like, Discord kitten. That is a sexual term. That's a term that has sexual connotations about, like, sexual abuse. Like I said, hell is not hot enough for some of y'all. So she sexualizes a grooming victim and says that they're being abused, like, on the person's behalf. She decides for the person that they're being abused and groomed, with no evidence, no actual evidence about it, and then makes fun of them for being in the position that she just crafted, which would be a victim being taken advantage of. She makes fun of the victim scenario that she just like fantasized in her head. She fantasized me as being a grooming victim to Lyle just so she could make fun of me. That should say everything about this sick and twisted motherfucker. Classic Rock Kid, thank you for the $5. Yes, because the best way to get a grooming victim away from their groomer is to insult and berate them. I swear to these people. Exactly. Oh my god. Fucking idiot. Idiot of a human being. Absolute fucking moron. You're a Discord kid! I like Disneyland. Oh my god. So, actually, can I talk about something real quick? People were mad that I went to Disneyland on my birthday. They were like, she's using her GoFundMe money to go to Disneyland and stuff. Which, like, no. I haven't touched the GoFundMe aside from buying furniture. Which I actually have pretty much all the furniture that I would need. I'm just saving up. Actually, should I link the GoFundMe, you guys? I should link the GoFundMe. Let me link the GoFundMe real quick. But spoiler alert, I got into Disneyland for free on my birthday, through methods that is none of y'all's business. But I got into Disneyland for free. I didn't pay to go there. I paid for my food, but it was also discounted. So, like, it's not good. Yeah, God forbid poor people, or, like, people in difficult financial situations, are able to swing something. Like, I really didn't spend that much when I went to Disneyland. Yeah, it's separate funds. It's separate funds that I keep, away. The GoFundMe. Here we go. Let me link the GoFundMe. Who the fuck said that? And have they ever proved that shit? No, they don't have any proof because it didn't happen. It didn't happen, Ula. Blah, 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 blah. Eggword666, thank you for the $5. The way Sai talks about you and Lyle compared to Claire and Black Griffin is nutty. She's crazy. Absolutely. This bitch is fucking insane. My baby cousins were shocked, I say, when I told them I'd never been to a Disney park. It's so fun. You gotta know how to do it, but it's fun. I feel like Disney World is more accessible to, first-timers than, Disneyland is, because Disneyland is so much more packed. Not even just, like, in terms of, like, people. Like, the parks are smaller, and they have a... crowd congestion is a lot worse in the California parks. But also because there's only 2, and they have to work with minimal space. Like, there's a lot of just, like, park crowding, where just, like, things are, like, built on top of each other. Like, very close together. And now I'm yapping about Disneyland instead of about this fucking psycho. We just need to acknowledge that most of the people who get caught doing this shit are way off their rockers. Exactly. And I forget what other screenshot I used, but basically when this person was talking about this, and I saw it, you know, I commented, I was like, oh shit, okay, let me talk about... I don't think Sai likes me. If Sai doesn't like you, you're doing something right, because if she likes you, something is wrong. Something is wrong if Sai Scribbles thinks you're an okay person, because her morals are like backwards fucking crazy. So I took it into my own hands and I made this tweet, which, guys, I've never had a tweet blow up like this before. I didn't know what to do. I posted it yesterday and then I got high. Listen, I was in the OpBlock server and like I kind of got encouraged in a VC to do a little something to celebrate Sai's downfall. And so I took an edible, which is why the stream is the way that it is and has the thumbnail. Girl, you nuts. Yeah, the thumbnail is, you know, me smoking on her, obviously. I don't smoke, but I did take an edible. And I got high and I had fun. And then I took a nap. It was nice. And I woke up and I had like 8 billion notifications on Twitter, and it's because this tweet blew up where I said, reminder y'all that Sai wanted me to take accountability for being groomed and being exposed to child sexual abusers while I was a minor. She then proceeded to taunt me as a Discord kitten and grooming victim of an older man I'm friends with because she hates him. Genuine sick bitch. And this tweet popped the fuck out. It's currently sitting at 1.5 thousand likes, which is kind of like, goddamn, bitch. And like people going crazy in the comments. Really sucks how much is coming to light about what a terrible person she is. Nah, she needs to rot in hell. True. But like people were actually really invested in her saying this shit to me because it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And once like the public like found out about this, they were like, oh my God, Sai's fucking evil. They were like, she's not even just like a fucking classic fucking cartoonishly evil bigot. She's also just like evil to the core when it comes to like, reminder, I'm 2 decades younger than her. She's 43, I'm 23. I am 2 decades younger than this woman, and she is beefing with me. She's twice my age, and she's beefing with me about me being sexually abused as a minor. Fucking weirdo. Her username is very telling without, yeah, miserable angry lesbian. Oh yeah, this one, where this person just basically fucking schools her and is like, we're not complaining. Okay, let me just open it, another thing. We're not complaining about you being in the chat of someone else's stream. We're pointing out that you didn't know anything about the situation when you talked about it, and because you didn't know anything and are asking questions that have easy to find answers if you spend a few minutes looking around, assuming things that are blatantly wrong and unintentionally, I don't think it was unintentionally, I think she intentionally did this, sounding like you're blaming the victim / child of this situation. Which is, you know, actually, I concede this. She may have done it unintentionally at first, but good God, she doubled down. She doubled down once people went at her for it, because Sai cannot be wrong. Sai cannot be wrong. She refuses to be wrong. She will quadruple, like fucking Googleplex down that bitch if it means her admitting that she was wrong. And she said, blah, blah, blah. Should Chuli's parents have done more? Yes, of course. This is why I said, you know, I was abused as a child, and that's how I almost got my nose diddled. That goes without saying, but also Ponder's job to be more a responsible adult and a service she had control over. Imagine this scenario with any situation offline, and it sounds just as bad. Imagine if this was at a card game store and the owner of the store and a child asked her to allow a well-known predator in the area into the store after being banned. You would put blame on the owner of the store, not the child. Very eloquently put. This Anon, you know, I don't know who you are, but you slay. You know, you read her for filth. Mashallah, bestie. And then Sai's response to like this beautifully put thing calling out how like fucking evil she's been. It's just, hey, guess what? If you don't want people talking about shit you put out in a video in public, don't put out in a video in public. She's so dumb. She is crazy. She has lost her mind. Oh, I hate her. I hate this person so much. Why do I have more notifications? Who is liking my shit? Okay. Sorry, I get like a super like ADHD whenever I see stuff like this. I heard your kettle boiling, thank you. Holy deflection, Batman. She's too damn old to be doing this. She is too damn old to be acting like a fool. Yeah, I don't tend to go on Tumblr. Tumblr doesn't like me very much. I mean, I don't really have a presence on Tumblr, so they might like me if I showed up there. But, a lot of Tumblr, there's a lot of weird Tumblr accounts. Like, you guys mind if I show you something real quick? blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I was getting rid of tabs. Real quick, do you guys want to see someone be like completely fucking deranged about me? Oh shit. I didn't mean to do this. Okay. Do you guys want to see like someone who's like really obsessed with me? And I'm gonna have to edit this part out of the VOD because it contains a copyrighted song. Actually, I'll just take the copyrighted song out so that way we don't have to like edit the stream VOD afterwards. But like there's a person on Tumblr. I kind of like this person because I'm toxic, you know, I like the attention. They're kind of obsessed with me. And when I mean obsessed, I mean they probably have around like over 200 posts about me on their blog since the end of August. It has been a little over 2 months and they have like posted about me like 200 fucking times, dude. And like not even just little posts, like full on essays. And I want to show you guys because like just imagine like obsessed by Mariah Carey. I do like the attention. Blah, 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 blah. Content creation, miscellaneous memes. Obsessed. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna show this person's fucking thing because I don't care. But like this is their profile. Please don't harass this person, even though they are weird. They're a piece of like truly history that I don't want to destroy because like I'm kind of curious to see how far they'll go, like how much they'll talk about me, because I like the attention. Yes, as a Hell of a Boss fan. Just look at this. I name searched myself on their blog because every time I would go onto Tumblr and I'd start looking for like some size stuff, this person would just be everywhere. And just look at this. Look at how this is me scroll. Okay, you see right there? Anon, you're a bitch. Goddamn. See, the name search Chuli. Look at this shit. Look at how much they talk about me. Guys! Guys, what the fuck? Say, why are you so obsessed with me? You know? Like, Jesus, what the... It's still going, what the hell? Jobless behavior, creepshow art-ass shit. Jesus Christ. I'm like, guys, like, oh my god, I'm so toxic. I am so fucking toxic, you guys. I love attention. And like, when I see that stuff, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that person's a stalker or whatever. I'm more on the lines of like, am I like that important? am I that interesting that you want to talk about me so much? Thank you. I like the attention. Where's kind of yapaholic? It's fucked. It's fucked, guys, but it's funny. Say, why are you so obsessed with me? Shannon is back. Think they have a crush? Maybe. I mean, like, I am pretty cute. So, like, you know. But also, I'm taken. I have a man. But yeah, I should announce this right now. You guys, Vixie and I are no longer in a relationship. I no longer have a girlfriend. That ended kind of a little bit ago. But I do have a boyfriend now. God, I'm late. Mods? Sick 'em. So yeah, I'm sorry, but like, I'm taken. And like, I need to date working people. Congratulations, thank you. Yes, I do have a boyfriend. I'm gonna go see him in December. We're gonna build Legos. You know, guys. Do you guys know? You guys know like the I think what it's called. It's like biotanicals, like the Lego, the like plant Legos. We were gonna get one, and like I was gonna go build it over at his place. I think we wanted to build like there was a certain like tree. No, not Bionicles, although we do love Bionicles. Oh, they're just called the Botanical. Never mind. Lego Botanicals. Which one did he want? He wanted us to build the Japanese red maple bonsai tree. So I'm gonna go build this with him. I'm also gonna see Clown Teeth because they kind of live in the same area. Gotta bounce. Have a good rest of your stream. Thank you for showing up, Warlord Fang. No Bionicles, shame. I will get Bionicles one of these days. Yeah, but we're gonna build this one. It's gonna be super cute. So just like, I don't know, in December, just imagine me like all cuddled up with my boyfriend building Legos. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Ah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so gay. I'm so fucking gay, you guys. Alright. What do we get into now? Should we talk about Anthony Gramangula? Never mind, this tree is pretty. You are forgiven. Live posting from Cy Diddles. Where? Is it on her Tumblr? Fuck, now I gotta go back to her Tumblr. Fuck. Not well versed in Anthony. It's okay, there's not too much to talk about Anthony. The most is just like some like sounds about white moments. Community post. Que interesante. Let me go look this up. Let's go look it up. This is funny. Investigative journalism. Sigh squibbles.
Are you guys ready?
No, I don't want to hear her voice. She didn't talk about me. This is bullshit. I was promised. I was promised drama. I was promised bloodshed. Gramulea. I actually don't even know Anthony's last name. It's just what I hear. Oh. Okay, that he has been pronouncing it wrong. Peepaw, you fucking bitch. Gramulea. Okay, yeah. I've never interacted with this man before. Oh, pissy about Anthony. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Hi, Anthony. Different Anthony. Porno Anthony, not Anthony Gramulea. Gramulea. What is that? Like, what ethnic origin is that? I'm curious. Gramulea. It is Italian. I figured. I was like, not many names end with like Lia. that they're not Italian. He paid Lily Orchard $2 on Super Chat and then disregarded her victim when she said it was fucked up. Yeah, I've heard about that. I also saw, I think there's a screenshot. Hold on, let me go grab this screenshot. There's a screenshot where he was like in a chat and he was like, oh yeah, Courtney got pissed because Courtney's a fucking freak, but she's also she has full fucking rights to like claim victimhood over Lily because like Lily fucking victimized her as a child. But FNGR, sounds Italian, sounds vampiric, sounds gay. The three Italian horsemen. I can't find it. I want to find this thing so bad because it's kind of tea. From blah 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 has image. Oh, okay, here it is. This is, not gonna lie, kind of weird. So with Krim tried to give Lily public advice not to hike in a dangerous trail in the winter because it could kill her, and Corley got mad at Krim for it. Not gonna lie, you guys. Because if someone told Avi how to stay alive, or if someone told like Liam Faghost something to like avoid them doing something that could potentially get them killed, I'd be pissed too. Because what the fuck do you mean? You're like giving advice on how to keep someone that's like sexually abused children alive? Like, huh? Why are you giving friendly advice to someone like that? That's weird. That's extremely side-eyeable. And like, not gonna lie, I'm throwing some serious side-eye at Anthony for that. But you know, it is what it is. I'm throwing side-eye. San Anthony clearly worsened the damage Courtney already had and happily exploited a person who needed mental health help. I can't really speak to that because I haven't looked into everything, but I could see that being possible. Also, what the fuck is this? Even racist can be R-worded. Alright, we're gonna close the screenshot. But yeah, I'd be mad too if someone was like, here's yeah, let me just tell you someone that like sexually abused you as a child, like how to stay safe. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? So that's odd. And then I'm sure we can go and find Anthony's tweets. We have been streaming for 2 hours and we still have people to talk about. Oh my god, jealous type. Boy, let me know. Hold on, wait. Oh shit. Where is the thing? Guys, what's Anthony's Twitter handle? Oh, there he is. Oh, Egremulia. And this is funny because it started beef between Sai and Anthony. Blah, 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 blah. This is his official statement. Where is the tweet of him saying? Okay, here it is. Blah, 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 blah. I just almost drank metal, you guys. Oh, that's bitter. Okay. The chat is having philosophical discussions. You know what? I'm down. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. We got this really awkward tweet. One reason I didn't criticize Sai sooner is that I didn't want to give that intestinal parasite Lyle Convoy any ammunition to attack Sai or the members of her Discord, considering those two have been arguing for 3 months straight. Which is odd, considering that he participated in this. And, you know, let's open this up. It's kind of small, so we'll... Nope. Okay, hold on. Eyebrow raise, yeah. Shut the fuck up. The context is she is so butthurt over the word queer, she thinks she can actually say the harder just because she put a little asterisk in place of the I. Do you know how stupid this is? Arguably, she could have just said N-word. Nothing justifies this. You clearly don't know the context if you're saying that. Okay, sure. And then says, I know the context and it doesn't justify it. Don't say the N-word simple as that. Even if you're trying so desperately to make a point against people using the word queer, it's unnecessarily used. True. And I don't think that that's something that, you know, Anthony should be talking about or trying to be an arbiter on or trying to make defenses for, because he is a white man. He is from Italy. Bro, it's European. And it says, but she censored it. Same as you are censoring it. There is a difference between typing out, you know, in quotes, the N-word, the N-slur, versus typing out the full fucking hard R and just taking out a letter. I'm sorry, as a brown person, there is a fucking difference there. Are you saying a slur too just because you censored it? No, Anthony, these are clearly different levels of censorship. And I think it's weird that you're trying to play like devil's advocate for it. See, your logic is self-contradictory. Shut the fuck up. I hate when white people act like this. Blah, 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 blah. And he responded to this. Where is it? Where the fuck am I looking? Okay, right here. It says, ahem. It says, yes, I have addressed this multiple times. I was trying to de-escalate the situation and use it to help avoid a long fight, potentially to help Sai see eye to eye with the people mad at her over it. I was under the impression she was using those messages to criticize slurs. Why would you say slurs if you're trying to say that slurs are bad? And like, in the thing, there's like slurs that she doesn't even censor. As someone who can say that word, boy, please. Yeah, this is caucasity. But then after sending that, I realized, wait, am I really folding into pretzels to defend something I would never do myself? Yes, Anthony. And then you acknowledged here that you didn't even want to criticize her for blatant fucking racism because you don't like Lyle Convoy and you didn't want to give him ammunition. So, like, it's kind of... I don't like this, Anthony. Anthony! Stop it! Stop making excuses. Also, she constantly went after anyone who attempted to post a full combo where she legit just went off on Nugget with racial slurs near constantly. That too. It felt like a slap in the face. I'm trying to de-escalate so people can hear your side and then you spark more arguments. Made me look like an asshole on her behalf. And then you did nothing to rectify that. As far as I can tell, unless, like, you say you have addressed this multiple times, which if you had, you know, I'll take that back. Good on you. But I don't like this. Okay, he does apologize to this person. So that's good. But, like, also, like, I just don't like this. It feels kind of excuse-ridden. It feels kind of like pushing of responsibility. To be like, yeah, I just let, you know, blatant racism slip by because I don't like a guy she's arguing with. Anthony, come on! Sounds about white. Sounds about white. Oh my god, Peepaw's in the chat. Hello, Peepaw. This I don't really care about. You know, Sai is autistic. She can technically reclaim this slur. If she uses it in private, it's whatever. I just think it's wrong to use slurs as slurs against people who don't know you. Like, there's a difference between, like, being a friend and, like, jokingly using a slur that you know, like, neither of you mean. But, like, I'm pretty sure Sai meant it when she would go after people and call them slurs. She pretty much meant it. Oh. Are y'all fighting in chat? Who's fighting in chat? Starbird, thank you for the $4.99. Also, even if she did censor the word, wouldn't she still be that word because of the intent? Exactly. Who is fighting in chat? Peepaw is fighting with someone? Y'all, be normal. Oh, it's you. Okay. Y'all be normal. Malcolm fucking showed up in this chat earlier and I told y'all to not fucking pick fights with him. And now, like, some of y'all are trying to pick fights with Peepaw, with Lio Convoy. Just stop. My chat is not a place for y'all to bicker at each other. Knock it the fuck off. Phoenix made a sarcastic comment when he joined the chat. Yeah, I saw him. Y'all, do not be... Yeah. Play nice in the sound pit. Don't bring glass in. Just be normal. If there are people in your chat, in my chat, who do not like each other, guess how much of a fuck I give? You know, duke it out elsewhere. Because I don't have enough, like, energy to be babysitting people who, like, want to fight in the chat to make sure they aren't going too far. Alright? Are you guys okay? I'm sorry for yelling at you. Just behave, okay? Listen to the music, the calm, jazzy tunes of Christmas season. Okay, so back to what we were doing. Anthony made a community post. Oh goodness. Everything's okay, chat, alright? Just be nice. Be nice to each other. You know, you don't even have to be nice to each other. Just don't acknowledge each other. Anthony made a community post that says, just an update for the channel. As of April, I had no more professional ties to Psy Scribbles, and as of 2 days ago, no personal ties either. She has come increasingly under fire for comments, and more stuff has come to light that honestly I should have seen sooner but didn't. Regardless, I can't in good conscience affiliate with her. I had been increasingly exhausted with her behavior and how I was often left mediating between her and others. I thought I was trying to help and educate, but it sounds like it appeared to many as justifying her actions. I take accountability for my failure on that part. I don't want any part in what she's doing, and I'm just increasingly tired of it all. I feel like my trust and good faith has been shaken and taken advantage of. Please do not harass her. Do not harass her fans. Just leave everything regarding her be. You know, B plus, B plus, B plus, statement. Could have made it an A by being more specific about what she's been under fire for right now, which includes blatant fucking racism, and victim blaming a grooming victim, and like making fun of her for, you know, not like making fun of like the idea of her being groomed. I feel bad. I feel like I chased off the people who were upset with each other. Come back, Peepaw. And come back, Phoenix Star, okay? Just be normal. I feel bad. I love that it wasn't her letting kids look at porn that made him disassociate, but getting booty blasted on Twitter. That is criticizable, yeah. That is criticizable. Condemnable, even. What else were we gonna go? Oh, Psy's fucking response. Since he's making a big show of disassociating with me, Anthony Gamuglia better take down his YouTube banner then, and every thumbnail I made for him, most of which he got basically for free, provided at a steep discount and credited with his cut of the super chats on that 7-hour Lily stream we did together with the Crimson Ender. Sorry, I get confused when letters get mashed up together sometimes. Sorry. Who also got a cut of the super chats. This was money in the hundreds, by the way. I did unlist that stream out of respect for the two of them no longer wishing to be associated, and was going to leave it at that before they got high on their own farts. Girl is mad. I never asked either of these people to be running interference behind my back with channels I talk about on stream. It seems they only cared when I started going after channels with bad has-been hotel takes. I'm not kidding. This was cruel and making their lives hell to have public videos reacted to and criticized, something Ant and Crim both do on their own channels. I think it's more the blatant racism, girly pop. Anthony saying he only hung around me to educate me is sure interesting. I wonder if it's that he thinks being college educated and higher class than me automatically makes him my benevolent teacher, even though literally no one asked. Sometimes when you're friends with someone, you don't have to ask them for permission to give them advice on how to not be a shitty person. That's my take, at least. But I'm sure he'll never say or do something that gets the Twitter mob after him one day. How do I address this? This is the same logic that Jar uses, where he's like, you know, getting canceled is inevitable. Getting, you know, canceled is something that comes for everyone. And it's like, no. The actions you make that get you canceled, in quotation marks, are conscious decisions that you make that, you know, you could have apologized for and said, hey, that was wrong at any point up to this point. Because like fucking the shit with Sai, like, no one asked her to be saying racial slurs. No one asked her to victim blame a grooming victim. No one asked her to show porn to kids. But yet, no one asked her to spread links around of something she literally in the message designated as CSEM. I'm sure he'll never say something insensitive or ignorant in casual conversation. Honey, you weren't ignorant. You were blatantly fucking bigoted. I'm sure no one will ever twist his initial reaction to the Neil Gaiman news as him being a rape apologist ever again. Rip. I have no idea what that's about, so I'm not going to touch it. And for those who care, the first screenshot Blackus has on his post is fake and was proven fake. I can't speak to that. I don't know. As you can see in the other real screenshots, I have a little flower decoration on my PFP that has been there ever since I changed the new PFP design. That fake screenshot would have been taken after, I'm yawning because I'm not breathing, May 2025 if it were real, which it isn't. Given it has a new PFP in it, it was made by Lyle Conboy fanboy Gallagher Memes. You know what, so I'll take your word for it because I don't fucking know. She's kind of getting ratioed. You're both adults and don't need my 2 pence. What snarky thing? If only we were both acting like adults, I wouldn't have had to write this post. Because I guess disavowing your extremely racist and like evil friend is being a child. It's like watching 2 old homeless guys fight over a moldy sandwich in the alley. Damn. Team Autism disbanded. This is crazy. Womp womp. I really don't think this has to do with Hasbin Hotel after I saw people explain on Tumblr. Yeah, she's like distracting. It contains actual predator apologia designed to make you agree with the protag, and that's what makes this especially evil. Yeah. Okay, these comments are boring. I don't care. I think we're done with Anthony. Overall, had a white guy moment. Criticizing him for having a white guy moment. Also criticizing him for not finding some of this stuff egregious enough to cut her off. Or confront her on before she got booty blasted to fucking Kingdom Come on Twitter. It should not have taken this much animosity and heat on Sai for him to realize, maybe this bitch is a bad person. And I should, like, not publicly associate with her anymore. Because, I'll say this, if you cut off professional ties with someone and you don't say anything, guess what? People are still going to think that you have a positive association with that person because that's the note you left off on. And I get that, like, guilt by association is cringe or whatever, but also, like, girl, if you want to claim to, like, have certain, like, uphold certain morals and, like, be progressive, as I'm sure Anthony believes he is, and I'm not here to invalidate that, at least not wholly. You know, progressive people make mistakes. It does kind of say something when you're with, when you have still public positive association with someone who is blatantly like everything that like your progressive ideals stand against, like saying slurs, being bigoted, harming children, putting children in harm's way, you know, trying to make fun of and like make fan fiction about grooming victims, like their sexual victimhood. Zeta Rich, thank you for the 5 Canadian dollars. As much as I enjoy Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, rabid Visipop fans and haters are the reason why we can't have nice things. Psy is one of the former. Exactly. I missed a super chat. No, I didn't. I was just waiting to see it. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I did miss a super chat. By Toby. Toby, thank you for the $5. You totally hurt my feelings, Chuli. Me who was not involved. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, you know, Anthony Gamulia L. But, you know, I can see that he's making efforts to at least atone for it, which, you know, is fine. I just wish that he didn't have a bunch of excuses while he was trying to do that as well. I think that's lame. But, you know, I think he's doing better than a few people. Guys, don't crucify me. I have to piss so fucking bad. I'm gonna be right back. Chat, I pissed my body weight. What is going on? Is it Coke or Pop? Coke is a brand name. Chat, y'all wildin'. Okay, let's talk about the last white person for today. We're gonna talk about Malcolm. I just derailed your chat, Chaos Gremlin mod. How could you do this to me? It's time to talk about Malcolm and Malcolm's very strange, takes on me and takes on racism, because Malcolm has recently talked about me again in private, but it got leaked to me, but also we need to find the things that Sai said. It was in a Tumblr post, which I do have the link to. Okay. Where the fuck is it? I literally had it. I'm gonna shit myself. Okay, here it is. Welcome to Tumblr. Back to Tumblr. Go back to living in Turkey, Hassan. Jesus Christ. Caught off guard by the fucking abject racism for no reason. She was fighting with people in Malcolm's server when this was all going down. And, she was going crazy. Said how is it not racist to tell someone who is not white to go back to their country or go back where you came from? And then said, dude makes millions in America and has built a multi-million-dollar mansion in America and LARPs as a voice for the working class, but I can't sarcastically say go back to your country. This guy is rich. Wait, what? Who's leaving? A white girl. Bye, white girl. Enjoyed having you here. But this message takes me out. This is from Malcolm's server, apparently. But I just love how she's like, this guy is rich, and he's for the working class, so why can't I be racist against him? What the fuck? Size of Steven Universe fans. Why are fans of things that promote being kind and trying to understand others the most toxic people who say the grossest things? Exactly. This person says, I think this person is funny. I'm only a racist cunt when I'm speaking my true feelings off the cuff. Except all those times you told the immigrant to go back to their country, of course. And that's the thing. Saint. He's not even an immigrant. He was born here. He's a United States citizen by birth. Oh my god, Cal is here? Hi, Cal. Everyone say Wogue. Yeah, just like Blake Gunnels. Everyone say Wogue. And then, you know, Sai's response to, like, being called out for being blatantly fucking racist, is saying, oh, I'm sure there are no screenshots anywhere that would ever make you look bad if people cared to try. Girl, no one had to try with you. You were just racist. You were just racist off the get. Oh my gosh, Calvary, thank you for the 19.99. Wogue. Thank you. Welcome back, people. And so Malcolm got rid of Sai, and he says, in the spirit of consistency, if anyone remembers back in the day, Notable Menace Rue was removed for being racist, and I will continue to uphold that standard. I'm glad everyone had fun this Lord's Day debating racism on Discord. And I think this is interesting because Malcolm, not gonna lie, is kind of racist himself. And by kind of, I mean pretty worryingly. With some stuff I saw about what he was saying about me, in private. So, like, for instance, let's bring up this screenshot. This is from Falgy's server. They asked to take it to the DMs, and they did, and we have those DMs, okay? But first things first, let's see the beginning of, like, how the argument kind of started. Star Phoenix says, you called Chuli digital blackfacing, and he just says correct, despite the fact that she never called herself black. Digital blackfishing is depicting yourself as black when you're not, which I didn't do. I never depicted myself as black. I depicted myself as brown with curly hair, and I used a dialect of English that I have grown up speaking. One of the dialects. Because I know how to speak multiple dialects. Brown people know how to do a thing called code switching. And sometimes I just let it flow when I talk. Because it becomes interchangeable to me. When you speak multiple dialects, sometimes you just flow. When you get comfortable, they just flow out. And you can switch between two fluidly. That's kind of just how it happens. It doesn't require that she said she is or isn't. Except it kind of does require an implication on my end that I am black, which was never the case, Malcolm. You just assumed that because I have brown skin and very curly hair, that I must be trying to present myself as black, and then combo that with, albeit a black dialect, a dialect of English that was started by black people, which is not trying to show that you're black. It just shows that you're from a community that has black people that used it. And I am from, I am part of the ballroom culture, the ballroom scene, which has a lot of AAVE. So, like, it's not that complicated, Malcolm. These are my screenshots. If I had said something incorrect to you about the nature of our conversation, do not be afraid to correct me, please. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Starbird. Thank you for the $4.99. There were a few things that I wanted to correct you on. Some flawed perspectives, both from you and from Malcolm, that I'd like to clear up, because I think the way that you guys go about it leads to a very dead-end conversation. Because both of it kind of comes from like an ignorant, impractical standpoint on these issues. AAVE is common. Exactly. Especially in black and brown communities. I'm sorry, if you come from a community that's got a lot of black people, they'll fucking talk in AAVE, and then you will pick up on AAVE growing up because it's part of the community. And like, what's gonna happen when like you grow up and like in your adolescence you find the ballroom scene that is meant for people like you, and you get involved and people talk a certain way and you get used to talking like them? Malcolm, what are you doing? It's osmosis. I use a lot of common words that are considered AAVE, not because I'm trying to seem black, but because I'm Southern and there are a lot of overlapping words. Exactly! I don't know how to explain it to Malcolm, but we'll get it in a second. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right thing on screen. Okay, yeah. Also, hi Ratsu. Happy Christmas. Yeah, AAVE terms are also very common in queer spaces, which Truly is also in. Exactly. Especially black and brown queer spaces, like the ballroom scene! Because Malcolm, we'll see in this chat that he wants to claim that, like, I'm appropriating ballroom stuff. Bitch, I am ballroom stuff. Like, why? Why are you saying no to me? Like, I'm part of this. This is so strange. Yeah, the word cancel came from AAVE. And it doesn't even mean like to like deplatform someone. It means to remove someone from your life and your mind. Canceling was like a personal decision. It's like a you're canceled from my life. You are no longer part of my life. You're gone. That's what canceling initially meant. And then reading as a term is ballroom. Exactly. Oh my god, I have to blow my nose again. I'm sorry, I forgot to unmute. Sorry. Silence wins. I didn't mean to. But yes, Tusky makes a very good point. Woke was also AAVE, meant to talk about being aware of racial injustices. We can't really. I unmuted! It was stolen by grifters, yes. Woke was stolen by grifters to mean like anything black. When woke was meant to be like a way of like being aware of injustices, specifically racial injustices in society. And so Star Phoenix says, okay, I will talk in DMs. You are aware Chuli, while not black, is a brown girl, right? So what exactly made you believe she was digital blackfacing? Or accuse her of stealing ballroom culture despite the culture being made by both black and Latino culture, which she is Latino, I mean. Which is true. My parents are from, well, half from Mexico. They like us, like, what's the difference between like mitosis? Or like the opposite, where it's like fusion. November is the new Christmas holidays. True. Thank you, Zeta Ridge, for the $2 Canadian. Starship, Zerolina, VTuber 1. Is it okay to say Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas? It absolutely is. Welcome to the stream in the holiday season. And then Malcolm responds saying Black Avatar's use of AAVE, etc. Which, like, I've never used a black avatar. So I don't know what he's on about there. Her avatar is brown, not black. Brown people exist. And it says, correct. It was previously drawn to be a black person, which is why I use the term blackfishing. It was never drawn to be a black person. Malcolm just can't tell his brown features. We can also, like, zoom in. 1 second. Osmosis is fusing. Which makes sense. I said osmosis earlier to describe that very phenomenon. I'm stupid. I've had the same criticism for Ponder Sprocket, who is also not a black character. Ponder Sprocket is a Native American and Indian character. She's indigenous and Indian. Like actual Indian from India. So, like, even if, like, Ponder was inappropriate for using that avatar, it wasn't blackfishing because she never used a black avatar because the avatar was never meant to be black. My avatar has never meant to be black, and I'm still using it in the way... What is it, the curls? Your avatar... Dude, I have been picking from the same fucking color, like... forever, because I draw my face a little lighter because that's how it is. My skin on my body is a little bit darker than the skin on my face. So maybe he's confusing it for that, but the skin tone has been pretty consistent because I've used I've color picked from the Heaton thumbnail, which is the first drawing I ever did of the new Sona. The new Sona design. And I had been drawing myself brown long before that, girl. Like, since 2020. I've been drawing myself as brown. For 5 years now. And no one's had a problem for it, except for this random white guy who has a history of being very good faith, as I'm sure you guys are aware. You are aware people can have dark skin and not be black, right? So what again made you think she's blackfishing? And then there's a blocked message there, which I don't think we actually even see. Oh wait, right here. What I said above. So like, using... Like, I don't get it. Malcolm. Where have, Oh my god! Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, I thought I messed up visually. I thought I didn't have the screenshots on screen. My brother had nearly 4C hair and he's white. Like, there are Indian guys who have, like, kinky hair. It's a thing. Like, ethnic features are shared between multiple races. That's why the concept of race is stupid, because it's hard to classify people, classify different brown people, because we have so much diversity in how we look. But Discord only reveals one message at a time. Sorry, no problem. Never was drawn black. Using AAVE is not blackfishing. It's not pretending to be black. I've been transparent about the fact that I'm not black. Ripbozo, you don't know what you're talking about. Then again, you're being moronic because, again, she's dark-skinned. I'm actually not dark-skinned. I am brown-skinned, but I wouldn't classify myself as dark-skinned. I'm not that dark. But I'm not necessarily light-skinned either. You know, I'm medium. I'm medium. You can think what you like. As you asked why I made that claim, and I told you why. And they kind of told you that you're being stupid for thinking that in the first place. And you're just like, well, you could think I'm stupid. Because I don't think... Because Malcolm doesn't actually care. Malcolm doesn't actually care about this. He just, like, wants to spread a narrative for some reason. He's, like, rage baiting, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't mind. Because, like, I'm making money right now. So, like, me going over... Like, keep in mind, Malcolm's doing all this for free. I am talking about his stupid takes on stream, where I make money and I get donations. Because why not monetize rage bait? Your persona is black because you have melanin. I don't make the rules, Malcolm does. I will say, I have talked to several black people about this situation, and every one of them is kind of like, what the fuck is this, you know, fucking palm-colored on about? Why is he saying all this nonsense? And the answer is because he's rage baiting. I also do not think she might pick up on AAVE because she lives out with people who use AAVE, because that's also extremely common. You come across as extremely ignorant. True. It's fine if you think that. No retort. He just, like, accepts that people think he's stupid. And I hope you understand that you are wrong about Chuli. Excuse me. Wrong about Chuli. I don't think I am. I attack people within their own frameworks. And Chuli, being self-described as woke and progressive by her own standards, her behavior would be appropriative. Have I ever attacked people for being appropriative? Because the only thing I'm appropriative over is using AAVE, which is something that happened naturally through osmosis. And just like the kind of people I was around. It's not like I use AAVE as a joke. It's not like I misuse it and don't know what the fuck terms are supposed to mean in AAVE. It's not like I'm saying, she do be finna slay. Like, you sound stupid if you say that. She do be finna slay. I'm not saying, yo, bro finna thought he was gonna. Like, I know what words mean. In this dialect, because I grew up with it. I grew up learning it. I grew up hearing people speak it. Julie's been appropriating white culture because she was in the SEC. Yeah, I'm actually more appropriating white culture by having, like, the Valley Girl accent. Which I use because I think it sounds... it's the most palatable to white people. And that's just kind of like a survival thing. But, like, I trust that y'all aren't racist. I use AAVE when it comes out. I'm just used to using my Valley Girl speak the most because it's what I have to do when I engage with a white public. Yeah, my boyfriend grew up in the South hearing AAVE, so he just naturally does it. Exactly. And also, Malcolm, can you tell me real quick what exactly is inherently harmful about appropriation? Like, cultural appropriation, because that's what we're talking about. Malcolm seems like he has heard very baseline usage of this term, cultural appropriation, and thinks that it's like inherently inappropriate and inherently a bad thing, when cultural appropriation is just the sharing of culture, whether it's with express permission or not. What becomes harmful with cultural appropriation is when it's used to misrepresent or bastardize, especially something very underrepresented. So, like, for instance, everyone who turned gyat into a noun that meant but, like, that's misappropriation. Black people have a right to be upset about that because their dialect is being misused and it's being misconstrued, and then people are running around with it, using the words from it that they don't have any idea what the fuck it means. He's in the rave scene, hotbed for cultural appropriation. True. Oh, bye, Faye. I thought I was committing cultural appropriation because I used AAVE, even though I grew up with it as well. I mean, technically you are, but it's also not a problem if you're using it correctly, or you're not using it as a joke, or anything like that. Because again, the black people I've talked to don't have a problem with usage of AAVE by non-black people on its own. They have a problem when it is used as a joke, when it's misused, because people don't know what the fuck the words of the dialect mean, or like how the grammar works, or they like feel singled out by it. Like if you only use AAVE and you don't speak it naturally, and you only use it when you're talking to black people, and you make them feel singled out, like, why are you speaking to me like this and no one else? Julie says cultural appropriation is good, actually. I mean, it's neutral. Appropriation is a neutral term. Every time I watch Hollow Worst and see Native American princess costumes, oh god. So yeah, shut up, Malcolm. By calling her avatar black when she has stated clearly it is not and that she is brown, sounds more like you're ignorant and racist to me. True, it is racist to try and dictate how a brown person is allowed to speak and say that it's their own standards when you have no idea what the woke standards of the person are, because you don't know what it's like to be woke. Clearly, if you're saying, oh, it's appropriative, so therefore we're going to criticize, when I'm pretty sure I haven't gone after people for doing a cultural appropriation just in general. I called out racism and doing minstrelsy and saying slurs that you're not allowed to reclaim. But calling people out for correctly and casually, earnestly using AAVE is something I have never done, because it's something that no one really has a problem with, because AAVE isn't really seen as something like culturally sacred. It's just how a lot of black people talk, and how a lot of black people talk spreads out to other people who hang out with a lot of black people or grow up in communities with a lot of black people. And appropriating AAVE and doing blackface for other art. I drove John blackface. I make fun of him for doing blackface. It's clearly not an endorsement of the blackface. People have told me that they're not uncomfortable with it because they know that it's clearly making fun of him, of Jar. That even happened on Twitter. Like, someone tried to scold me and they're like, why are you drawing this? And then a black guy came in and he was like, she's making fun of it. Like, that's why. Because I tried to explain it to them too, and they were like, no. It's girl. I think people can be woke and progressive, but by their own stated values, contradictions in said values are fair to attack, which you have yet to find. Because you have yet to find any contradictions. Because I have yet to make any. Show me proof that she is black-facing, or as for appropriating AAVE, you are not the arbiter on that. Which is true. Malcolm is a white man. Nor is Julie. Yes, but I listen to black people, and black people say we don't have a problem with AAV being used by non-black people as long as it's not like for a joke, misused, or to single out black people, and to like try and be hip with black people only when you don't talk to anyone else that way. She also stated in the video that she is allowed to use AAVE. I think, you know, hot take. I'm not the arbiter of this either, because I don't think there's necessarily an arbiter for this. It's a dialect. Dialects are not really something that are like gate kept, really, unless it gets misused. Then people have a problem with it. I personally think that anyone is allowed to speak in a dialect that they naturally speak in, whether it's one that's more palatable to white people or not. Because I have an accent. I have an accent when I'm not doing the Valley Girl voice, and it comes out. It was there in the fucking Susie call, the original one where I called her out for the Neko Koda stuff. My accent comes out. It's code switching. Colloquialisms, but originates in a minority, exactly. She isn't policing others about not using it, unlike you, which is true. I'm not policing others for dialects that they use naturally. Allowed is an interesting word. If Truly was allowed to say the N-word, would you defend her usage of it? Malcolm! Malcolm, what are you doing? Bro is comparing racial slurs to dialects. Oh my god, the guy is an idiot. Bro is comparing using racial slurs to dialects. To neutral, non-harmful, earnestly used dialects. Malcolm, a slur is inherently meant to harm. A slur is a word that is used to denigrate someone. Malcolm does not think I'm black at this point. Malcolm is just stupid. It's like if ever there was a take to just prove how like white and ignorant Malcolm is, it's this message right here. Listen, I mean this kind of jokingly, but like, black people, brown people of Malcolm's community, black and brown people of Malcolm's community, save yourselves. Get out now. Your goat is washed. Because what the fuck do you mean? Oh my god, you use AAVE. Might as well be using the N-word. Huh? Huh? Malcolm. Malcolm. I have the thickest southern accent that loves to bleed through. Exactly. Hasn't Malcolm used the R slur too? Why is he on a high horse? I don't fucking know. Because Malcolm's rage baiting. AAVE and the N-word are different. Exactly. Like, this is common sense. And no, I would not, because I'm not black. Moving the goalpost, I see Sai taught you well. Kind of fucking mocked. If Truly was allowed to say the N-word. If Truly was allowed to say slurs she can't reclaim, which inherently bars her from being allowed to say things. Some dialects share features and evolve. The same features are similar. AAVE and SAE, Southern American English, both use y'all as an example. Some dialects in the UK and Ireland use habitual B. The side comparison 8, not gonna lie, true. So it's acceptable to appropriate AAV because she's been around it? Yes, Malcolm, that is how that works. If I grow up and am in a community that uses AAVE, it is natural for me to pick up and learn and start using AAVE naturally because it is how the community talks. How did we go from a language, which can be anything, how did we go from a language, which, like many things, can be changed based on locations, to a slur? Fair question to ask. Oh wait, we're back at the beginning. Okay. AAVE is not a language, it's a dialect. I'm attacking your logic that she's allowed to appropriate it because it's language, it's not culturally sacred. dialects are really never considered culturally sacred. People in them just don't tend to like when it's used as a joke. Like when fucking, Lio, stop fighting with people in chat. If they're being weird in my chat, just tell me, okay? And I will tell them to knock it off. Oh my god. Okay, y'all, be nice to Lio too. Be nice to each other! He's taking shots at you? Who? Where? I don't even see. Don't be mean to people in chat. Let me deal with them. I don't even see what person is talking. I probably need to switch it over to live chat anyway. Because right now it's at top chat. Oh, okay, yeah, it's just a weirdo. Okay. Bye-bye. Adios. No, I got it, Lio, don't worry. Where is my Discord? Yeah, okay. Star Phoenix is wrong here. AAVE is not a language. AAV is a dialect. The language is English. That's why this is called AAVE, African American Vernacular English. It's still English. It's just a different dialect of it. So, you know, Malcolm's technically correct here. Anyway, I'm interested in this allowed that you're hinging on. What does being allowed have to do with the appropriateness of appropriating other dialects or cultures? What does appropriation of other dialects have to do with whether or not they're harmful? Like, you have not proven or made a case for why it's inappropriate to use a dialect that was created by one specific group of people. Like, Malcolm, you haven't even made a case for why it's a bad thing, or proven that I have criticized other people for using AAVE while not being black. Hello? Hello, Malcolm, are you there? Be normal. Wake up. You're having a nightmare. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, a variant. Okay, they're arguing over whether or not it's a language. Oh my god, bro. She's allowed to speak it by her community. By whom? By her community. Okay. So if she was allowed by her community to appropriate different cultures, you wouldn't care? Again, Malcolm is going off of this. You know, I'm repeating myself because Malcolm is repeating himself. He has yet to make the case that... No, Malcolm's not in chat, y'all. I'm just saying, like, I'm calling out to him, being like, Malcolm, what are we doing? So yeah, he is yet to make the case for why appropriation is inherently inappropriate here. He has not done that. Because it's not really something you can make in good faith. That's like saying, don't speak Creole despite living in a place whose language is predominantly Creole. True. If her community speaks AAVE, then yes. Which is like, I think Star Phoenix is more so saying that, like, it's just natural. It's normal to speak AAVE. Blah, 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 blah. Second to last out of screenshots. Okay. I'm not talking about AAVE specifically. I'm asking if she appropriated, say, Asian cultures, but her community said it was fine. You wouldn't care. If I grew up in an Asian community where I was expected to not necessarily assimilate, but I was osmosised into the community. Yes, it would probably be normal for me to take on some parts of the Asian community, because that's how cultural sharing works. When you're in the community, you start to share aspects of the community. It's because I'm not the arbiter. These people, this conversation. I see where Star Phoenix is going for it. I just think that they are misled a little bit. I feel like both of these people have a very surface level understanding of the issues that they're talking about. I hereby permit people to use AAVE since I'm black. Thank you, Tusky, for the $2. Mashallah, besties. We can now use AAVE. Okay, so then why would I value your judgment if you refuse to take a position on appropriation? Malcolm, you have yet to prove or make a case for why your position on appropriation is valid or understandable. Because I'm not the person who can call out a person for appropriation. I'm white and so are you. Yet you are acting like you are the arbiter of black, Asian, or every non-white culture. You are the appropriator, not Chuli. Malcolm isn't necessarily appropriating. He's overstepping by quite a long shot, though. I'm not, but thank you. It's also not solely the responsibility of minority groups to call out appropriation, microaggressions, or racism. And you not having a strong position is more of a condemnation of you in allowing that behavior to exist unchallenged. But thanks for your input. Just because Star Phoenix is not making a stand themselves doesn't mean that Star Phoenix doesn't try to uplift or boost, black and brown people who speak on issues of appropriation, who do find harmful appropriation and speak on why those kinds of appropriation are harmful. Overstepping with your white little feet and trying to make hard stances on something that you clearly have not done research on, you clearly are not educated on, is not calling out appropriation and microaggressions or racism. It's you being racist. That is you being racist. That is you overstepping as a white person and speaking over brown and black people in favor of one negative, absolute, unnuanced opinion on a complex subject matter because you do not like the person that you are directing it at. That is what you are doing, Malcolm. You are being intentionally, I hope not, but it really feels like you're being intentionally obtuse because you want to have a point against me. You want to pretend like you have some like woke hypocrisies that you want to call me out on when you just don't. You got nothing, Malcolm. And the sooner you realize that, I don't know, the sooner we can all be kumbaya and have fun. Because this right here is weird. And this right here is pretty racist. POV, you're at a family dinner. Because she speaks in AAVE, blah, 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 blah. No law. Okay, I'm bored. I'm not black. I don't have the okay to speak in AAVE. I don't think you have to be given an okay. I just think you have to be normal about it. That's kind of like the expectation when speaking in dialects is be normal about it. So wouldn't me trying to police Chuli who does be appropriation? No, it'd be overstepping, which is Malcolm. What is Malcolm is doing? It's not appropriation, it is overstepping. Chuli is also not black, neither does she. Blah, 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 except she does. You said, okay, this is boring. They're arguing over a point I never made. This is kind of feeling like the pass argument, which shouldn't even need to be brought up because it's not something that's typically goes on a pass system or a reclamation system. That's just not how dialects work. You aren't black and can't use AAVE. Therefore, black people shouldn't, non-black people shouldn't use AAVE. Chuli is not black, therefore Chuli should not use AAVE. You're speaking out of both sides. I think Star Phoenix is getting confused and getting their wires crossed a little bit. But I think they're more on the money than Malcolm is. Malcolm is very much in the dark on all this. He would be the motherfucker that says blackwashing unironically. Okay, get the pass. I don't care. I don't go in a pass system. That's not how dialects work. No one says, yeah, you get the pass to speak in this dialect that you grew up around. That's just not how language works. You're telling me it's okay for Chuli to use AAVE. I think that Star Phoenix is more so trying to get to the point that it is okay for me to use AAVE because it's what my community uses. It is natural. It is expected. It is understandable for me to use AAVE. It is not out of the ordinary. It is not out of the blue. It is not misplaced or out of nowhere. It's very much just part of the community. Which reminder, you guys, is full of black people. Yeah, we are going in circles. Okay, and then last set of screenshots. Okay, cool. If a white person's friends say it's fine for them to appropriate AAVE or dress up in an appropriative costume, that's completely fine because they got the okay and you wouldn't criticize that behavior. Yes, and then Malcolm says, cool, I disagree. Appropriative costume is very vague too, Malcolm. Again, these are things that are not blanket negatives. And you would know that if you talked to brown people, if you talked to non-white people, you would understand that a lot of stuff like this, a lot of things about appropriation is actually welcomed. Like, especially in dress, like kimonos. Hello? Those are sold to anyone. They want, they want people that benefits the community. It is sharing in culture. It is directly financially benefiting to buy kimonos from Japanese people. I do need to redo my membership, but hi, Chuli. Hi, Destinias. What is another thing? I mean, there is like someone who was like part Indian, and they bought lenga choli from an Indian dress store for their wedding, and people were like, you know, we don't know that because we don't know if you're in touch with your culture enough to use that. And she was like, you realize that me buying this financially supported Indian people, Indian seamstresses and stuff, like Indian artists, and like directly puts money in their pockets. Whereas if I was to not partake in this level of appropriation, if this level of cultural sharing, then, you know, the minorities would not benefit. You know, it's not a blanket statement. There are tons and tons and tons of cultural clothes that people find appropriate to share with outsiders, that people find appropriate to share with people outside of the community, not even those within the community. Because it's not inherently harmful. Again, it more so comes down to misuse, bastardization, or like making it as a joke. So like, you know, random people using, you know, like chief headdresses. That's offensive to a lot of indigenous people because that is something that is meant for chiefs. It is meant for high-ranking people within the tribe. It is not meant for random everyday Joe Schmoes to be using because the feathers mean something. Everything about a headdress is intentional and represents something. So to use it for costume is to take something meaningful and strip its meaning away. Then you have erased the cultural meaning of the article of clothing. And you have bastardized it. that is when it becomes harmful. Simply sharing in different, like, cultural attire, like casual attire for people in different fucking cultures is not necessarily always seen as a problem. Vegeta, thank you for the $20. There is a short that I saw on the time of a man dressing up in a bridle and poncho going around and asking people if they were offended. Guess who were the most offended? I could tell you it wasn't the Mexicans. Exactly. This is control, like, this is troll, concern trolling. This is concern trolling. Which is, you know, something that really good white faith progressives do, as we can see. Cool, I disagree. Malcolm, you're so white. You are so white. They are part of a wider group who do speak AAVE that are not white, because AAVE is not a language, but a dialect that has been shaped by other dialects around the country, and those people are okay with it. And then says, so your arbitrary lines around what is appropriative and racist are fine, but mine aren't. Gotcha. Anything else? You clearly can't read. You still haven't proven digital blackface, and your arguments are void of understanding on how language works. True. Cool, thanks for letting me know. Oh, Malcolm. And you're racist. Damn! Damn! Starberg, cook that fraud! If I am, then so are you, because your standards is more lax. No, Starboard's standards just come from listening to black and brown people rather than trying to speak for them and be offended on their behalf when you clearly do not know what the fuck issue you are talking about. Glad we can be brothers in racism together. Star Phoenix, get away. Get behind me. Get behind me, Star Phoenix. Oh, and you harbor a racist who read child R-word fanfics to kids and only threw her out because you want to save your ass. Damn! Okay, kind of cooked. Kind of cooked. Kind of fucking cooked, that bitch. I like how when, like, the trying to fight me on, like, the Psy thing didn't end up working for him, and now it's definitely not gonna work because Psy is super mega fucking canceled, and he's not gonna be defending her for her batshit takes anymore because he won't get anything out of it anymore. He has no reason, no optical reason to be with Psy anymore, which seems like the only reason that they were ever associated. He just moved to just being racist to me, and I'm like, Malcolm, listen, I know you popped up in my chat earlier. And you said that you're willing to talk stuff out in DMs. I have to decide if I want to give you the time of day for that, because I know how you are. I have seen your stupid rage baiting in this thing, which now everyone has seen as well. And I think you're really weird. Oh my god, Rin is here. Hi, Rin! I hope you're doing well, Rin. I haven't been keeping up too much with what you've been posting about, but just know I support you always. But yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. Malcolm, this is not it. This is concern trolling. This is racism. This is overstepping. This is not what being an ally looks like, Malcolm. And I seriously wonder if you have talked to any black or brown people in good faith and given them, you know, asked them or done research from black and brown people into like what the issues are about and what minorities, racial minorities tend to take issue with in situations like this. I think you are way out of line. And I can't help but feel like that's at least partially on purpose, partially intentional. But either way, I think you're weird. And if you want to have an actual good faith conversation about this, I'll think about it. But right now, you have not really proven to me that you're willing to act in good faith on these topics that don't affect you. Remember, these are situations that do not affect you. You are a white person. You are void from misappropriation because your culture is the dominant one. Your dialect is much more dominant than AAVE is. Reminder, you don't deal with these issues that you're yapping all this noise on. My advice to you, sit back and listen. Stop talking so much. Stop running your trap. Talk to black and brown people. Figure out what the fuck you're talking about, because this is just embarrassing, Malcolm. Sorry. ADHD brain. I got names mixed up. You know, any checking Malcolm did was scrolling through all the answers that said yes racist so he could find the one that said no, it's not actually, by a super conservative motherfucker. Yeah, anyways, Malcolm, this was embarrassing. Don't do this shit. You're weird. Stop being racist. If you want to have a good faith conversation with me, I'll think about it. Maybe if I'm bored because you don't really seem like someone I want to give much private free time to. I would much rather make money off of pointing out your weird bigoted values and ignorant sentiments, where I can also make money, because fuck my life if I'm gonna be educating a white person for free. A white person who is accusing me of shit in bad faith. I'll be fucking damned if I'm gonna do that for free. Fuck you, pay me. Oh no, YouTube crashed again. Hold on, I can't see you guys. Okay. There's something... Mr. Sunday. Okay, what's going on in chat? Let me check out in chat. All dogs be puppers, no matter the age. Fluffy dog brained. Malta, I just had a stroke reading that. I'm not gonna lie. Who's talking? Who's talking? Yeah, there are many educational resources that are free. Exactly. And also, don't be weird about slurs, Malcolm. That's also not a good look. A lot of people think you're weird for that. When I talked about you, like, begging me to call you a slur, people thought that was really weird, Malcolm. And to no small degree. Yeah, just whatever fucking BuzzFeed woke shit you're on, stop. Just stop. I am a conservative, and even I think Malcolm is being done. Thank you, Sephirus. Imagine crying about AAVE and you're not even brown. Like, literally. Like, you have no horse in this race. You can at least learn what the race is about before trying to be at the front of it, you know, and acting like you're doing, you know, the poor little black and brown people who have no idea how to defend themselves, who have no place to defend themselves. To defend them on a problem that so far zero of the black people I've talked to even have a problem with. And believe me, I've reached out to a few. A lot of us have better shit to worry about than whether or not someone's dialect that they speak casually comes from the exact community that they were born in. Because I also wouldn't be speaking like this if I only talked like in the way that my family did. Y'all, like, hello? Gonna bounce. Have a good night, y'all. Yeah, it's time to wrap up stream. We've been going for 3.5 hours. it's time to close things out. Very fun stream. I missed streaming, you guys. I hadn't streamed until the end of October, and now we're almost halfway through November. Jesus Christ. Part of me is like, please, time, slow down. But the other part of me is like, yay! Because I get to see my boyfriend in December. Oh my gosh, Vegeta. Thank you for the $9.99. Malcolm is probably one of those people who got offended on behalf of Mexicans because Speedy Gonzalez, even though Mexican people love the character, they felt seen. Probably. I don't know. Malcolm's really white and ignorant, and it shows. At least I hope it's ignorance and not malicious stupidity. But we can never tell. We can never tell these days. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you to all of you who popped in, and thank you to everyone who donated. You guys are extremely sweet, extremely generous. I love all of you so much. I kind of, guys, so remember, real quick before I leave, remember, thank you so much for everything. Happy Christmas. Thank you, Starbird, for the $4.99. Remember, you guys, I said I like attention. I was thinking about doing a stream trolling like the people on LolCow. I kind of want to do it. I have a thumbnail for it. I drew a thumbnail. And I kind of want to do it. I think it'd be really fun. Mixed reactions. Okay, I'll start a poll before we leave. LolCow stream? Because not gonna lie, they're funny, you guys. Like, they be writing fanfiction. Sorry, I used AAVE there. How dare I? Oh my goodness! Oh my god, more donations. Aggie, one last one for the road. Thank you for giving us a space where we can scream about these idiots. Also, sorry for the amount of times I've donated. Don't ever apologize for that. It's okay. Thank you so much for donating in the first place. I just have a lot of thoughts. Thank you so much, Aggie. You have been incredibly generous this stream, and I thank you so much for it. Yes. Oh no! Barbecue Mango, you showed up just as we're ending! God damn it. Okay, most people are down for a LolCow stream. It's fun. It's fun, you guys. It's fun to, like, just read, like, delusional rambles. And, you know, I like attention, so I like to read them when they're about me. They'll make fun of you. They're already making fun of me, girl. It's funny. I was out of it most of the stream. This should make up for it. Thank you so much, Sheeton, for the $5. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll be here for the LolCow stream. Hell yeah. Alright, bye, you guys. Adios.